beautiful gemstones. Welcome to Wednesday night's live intuitive oracle. And thank you so much for joining us here tonight. I feel like this week went by very slow. Normally it's like it's Wednesday again, it's Wednesday again. This week was a little bit slower. I did get to go to the beach and to the boardwalk for the first time for the summer on Monday. And though it was mob packed and there was a rip current, so we couldn't go in the water, plus it was like probably freezing cold, we had a lot of fun on the beach, and we even put RJ on a few rides, and it was awesome. And I'm really grateful for that. You guys know the beach is my sanctuary. So yes, very excited. I have two new decks this week. We have the Goddess Power Oracle, and we already have the Oracle of Shadows and Light. This is the Shadow and Light Oracle, okay? Beautiful cards. I always post them on Facebook. Guys, thank you so much for coming in, hanging out. I got a new shirt. I'm excited about it because I can put whatever I want underneath. I'm like, this is ripped. I thought it was like a design where like there was something underneath, but there's not. So I chose black and pink. I'm excited, and I've got my dragon eye earrings in, if y'all can see those. And before we get started, I just want to give a major shout out and thank you to Jive Creations, Arisha, Lotus Girl's sister. Those girls are totally amazing. Arisha is amazing. She is an absolute powerhouse, and I cannot wait until I find just the tiniest bit of time to get with her about merch, because I am going to be having at least some shirts and maybe some other little things too that are affordable as compared to the last time when I had to do it through Printify and Etsy, and it was like $42 for a coffee mug and I made 67 cents. So Arisha is going to hook us up, but I want to show you guys the Pennywise socks she made for me are in the laundry. But I do want to show you guys the shirt that I gave to Ray. It said, I may be old, but I got to drive all the cool cars, and it was a really awesome shirt, and I just knew it was totally for him. But guys, okay, so I have all these old school horror movies that my mom and sisters, we used to just get together and we would watch them and scare ourselves poopless. One of them was called Witchboard, the original My Bloody Valentine, and Silver Bullet by Stephen King. Not to mention, I love True Blood. I love American Horror Story. Of course, my future ex-husband Pennywise and Michael. You guys, check this out. It's a blanket. Custom made. Oh, it's upside down. Custom made for me by Jive Creations. I sent some of the pictures. She filled in the blanks. Check out the imagery, how bright. You know what I mean? It's not like dingy. It's not, there's nothing cheap about it. She put a lot of work and effort, and it's really good quality material. I'm going to show you guys all the pictures here. Got Lady Gaga. Yeah, that's right, guys. Be jealous, okay? Because this is mine, custom made for me by Jive Creations, and she is going to be doing my merch. But I need designs. Guys, I'm not an artiste. I'm an artiste in the way of words, okay? But I'm not one when it comes to drawing. I am lucky if I can draw a stick figure. Okay, so if you guys can design, if you have any designs, I want gemstones, maybe a picture of myself or something else that really is the meaning of this chat. If you guys have any ideas, if you guys can draw or do something with digital art, I don't even know how that would work, but you can email it to me at GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com, or you can text it to me, but it's better to email it to me because Casey gave me her niece's number to help me with a new banner on my YouTube channel. And I accidentally deleted it because I delete everything. So, okay, let me go through and say hello. Yes, Miss Jules, it's Gemma time. I did message you back just now, by the way, but I didn't get to see if you got it. I have not heard from you, and I've been very worried because the last time we really spoke, was in here, and you were going to Sage because you were having those demonic voices coming from your television. And then I never heard from you. And I said to Steven, I'm like, oh my gosh, like maybe I offended her in some way, or did something happen where, she's being turned away from all of us. So I'm glad you did reach out. I just don't know what's going on. So, okay, baby UFO. Hello, human. Lotus girl. What's up, girl? I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're well. You deserve it more than almost anyone I know, just like everyone else in here. I love you guys. Aunt Edna, Ralphin, Cassie, Francis, Josephine Van Dam. I keep forgetting where you're at because you say good morning. And I'm like, bro, not morning. And then I remember I am so fortunate and blessed that I have friends and family all over the world now. That's crazy. Chillin' Charlie, what is up? Miss Smoochy Smoochy. Yes, my Prime box was showing. Now my little stand that I use to film my videos. It's got a little remote that like clicks out. My nails are too long to do it here, but this little thing comes out and it's actually a remote so that I can Bluetooth it to my camera. That was a gift from Steven, of course. We have... Well, let me say hi to everyone first, and I'll tell you what Monday's video is going to be about. Madison Teague, hello, gorgeous. Nicole Perot, nice to see you again. Kirby's 100, Arnolfo Gonzalez. So, Miss Arnolfo, Miss Stella, Wednesday night is Intuitive Oracle. It's the card reading. Topics are every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then every other Monday. So this coming Monday, afternoon talk, and that's at 12 noon Eastern. So I think where you're at, that would be 5 or 6 o'clock p.m. So if you want topic, hit us up then. We will be coming at you strong. Monica, nice to see you. Lotus Girl's still here, which brings me to my last point before I bring in Ghost Dragons. Guys, if you have to leave early for any reason, make sure that you let me know or let Ghost Dragons know so that we can get you a reading if you want one. And now, without further ado or rambling, here he is, the man of the hour.
I'm alive.
She said, "Where's our dragon? He's coming. He's coming."
I'm glad you did good. And no scar tissue. Oh, they won't remove the scar tissue. Yeah, you don't want to touch that yet. It's kind of iffy. Believe me, I know. I got the scar to show it. You want to wait. I'm glad everybody's doing good. As you can tell, my voice is still kind of rough. It's life.
Ghost Dragons is going through it. He needs some spiritual light and healing, our dragon. Even though he will not ask for it. I know. Yeah, see, I'm fine. Yeah. Not fine. He's okay. He's here with us. I told him tonight, like, real talk, I will do it myself. I'm okay with that. I'm ready tonight. Last week, I was frazzled myself. But he said he needs this stream just as much as I do. We all need each other. None of us were brought here by accident. So with all that being said, and if there's nothing else.
You're going to address that? You can now.
Yeah. Okay, so while I won't get into specific detail, because I don't want to sully anyone's name, and I prefer to allow people's personalities to show of their own accord. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news for people who really look up to others in the community. Steve Stockton and I simply parted ways. He chose to stream and have a relationship in whatever context. It's not for me to say, with Sandy instead of me. And he no longer is even a friend to me. He cut me off completely out of the clear blue sky. I guess he just wanted to go a different way. And there is a lot more detail there, but I'm not going to be the one to say anything bad about anyone else publicly. So Steve Stockton and I are no longer even friends. Personally, we are label mates. We write for the same company, but his name is going to be taken off my second book because I did, in fact, he finally admitted I wrote the entire thing, except for the forward. So that's it. That's what happened with Steve. It's really simple. I wish him the best of luck. He is the reason that not the reason I'm here, because I'm the reason I'm here, but he did help me get my foot in the door, and I will always appreciate him and be grateful for him in that context. And I wish him nothing but love and light and peace, and that he comes around to finding himself again and remembering who he is in here, not here. It was a slow fade. Like this week he couldn't do it, but he would stream with her. an hour later. And then like that happened like 7 weeks in a row until finally he was just gone. We remained friendly, but then I sent a huge gift box that cost me about $120 to make. It was gigantic. It was for him and Sandy as a peace offering to her, even though I hadn't done anything. She decided that I had cursed it and made him smash it into pieces. And that's when I was really upset. But, as far as, I don't know. I just wish him the best of luck because on the inside, I feel like he may have gotten lost, and he probably feels the same way about me. So I'm not talking badly about him. But it does stink because we were great together. But I believe that Ghost Dragons and I are a much better team, and there's not so much drama surrounding us. Oh, Miss Smoochie, thank you. All right, let's just do it. Baby UFO, are you here?
I was just going to ask that. And I'll say my hellos as I put people's names in, since I'm not very verbal today.
I got some more decks from Mom, so we got a couple of the oldies but goodies here tonight. I'm ready to go. I love this stream. I wish I could do this like 3 times a week, but then I would be giving 3 different... It wouldn't make sense. Blue Crossroads. Oh no. Okay, Blue Crossroads. If we have to, we will timestamp you and prayers for Doggy.
Yes.
Edna, if you only knew the half of it and the things I refuse to say in public.
Yeah, she can't talk a whole lot about a lot of it. Without opening a barn door.
And I don't want to do that. I feel like people's real faces will eventually show, and I won't have to do anything because that's karmic. Do you know what I mean? It was really crappy, but it is what it is. And again, I don't wish him I have no ill will towards him at all. Still love his voice. Blue Crossroads, seriously, prayers, and please let us know if you can.
And I'll put you on timestamp too.
Yeah, and if we could ever cross paths, like I don't even think I have your phone number anymore to be able to text you. Hope it doesn't spook me for doing that. Alligator corpse. Smoochie, I need to meet you in person. All right, so baby UFO is not answering.
He'll be back later. So.
Yeah, Stella, we did. All right, so Lotus is first.
Yes, go ahead and do Lotus.
Lotus, I'm going to use.
She said hello. There she is.
I see her.
I'm glad I'm home too. It's a little bit of a mess right now. I'm a little lost because I don't like confusion. I like change, but not confusion.
Miss Smoochie, I know. We would be so much trouble, but in a great way. I'm using the new deck, the Goddess Power Oracle, which I am gifting the small deck where you have to download. You do have to download the meanings, but you can do that on Kindle fairly easily with the Jive Creation shirt. And this week, I promise I'm going to come up with a contest or something, some way to pick the winner of that. And anybody who won something like the necklaces, Tracy Tritton has been waiting for like 2 months for my first book, moving and everything else going on. But I did get everything mailed out this morning, so it's all on its way. And then we'll move on to the next batch of stuff real soon. Oh, Monica, I'm so sorry, honey. Oh, well, there's your answer.
And there are problems with some of these emails. I haven't gotten some emails either. So either check your spam. If you know it's not in your spam, then what you have to do is you may have to go in and send her an email, see if she gets it. And if she doesn't get it, then there's a problem with crosshatch. It's weird.
And no, what you can do is give me your email and I will try to email you first. Maybe that'll work. Because Darling Deb and I had that issue. And what I did was she wasn't getting any of my emails, but I was getting hers. So I just texted her. So Lotus Girl, you got Rhea, card number 44, which is the card of flow. Now this deck does have reversals. It fell sideways. So I'm going to read you both and let you know what I'm picking up from Spirit. Monica, I'm so sorry, honey. I'm not there yet. Thank goodness. But everyone in my family goes through it very early. So on top of everything else that's about to happen to me in the next 10 years, physically, that I already know, I'm already aware of. I'm terrified of that as well. Carl, thank you. You are so awesome. And if you want a reading before you sneak out of here, let me know and I'll do you next. All right, Lotus. So I'm going to read both the shadow and the upright, and then I'll just pull from spirit. Empowerment message. Do you notice how when you're in alignment with the universe, everything in your life just seems to flow? The Greek goddess Rhea, whose very name means flow and ease, comes to let you know that you're entering such a time. While the flow state is not permanent for most people, it's a beautiful feeling that allows you to lose yourself in the rhythm. So coming out of the dark night of the soul. It's as if you're traveling down a magic stream where ideas and insights pour through you from a vast source of information that is gifted to you. The way to ensure you remain in this beautiful energy as long as you can is to observe your life with relaxed attention, listening to the guidance presented to you as you move forward without restraint or fixed ideas. You can enter a flow state anytime you're willing to release your expectations. It requires trust, and the goddess Rhea ensures your boat will never capsize as you move from a slow stream to a rapid river. Sometimes you may find yourself in a stagnant state where nothing seems to be moving. The flow between you and the universe is blocked. This can happen when you fear that your desires won't be met, and also when things are moving quickly and seemingly in a different direction from what you expected. The goddess Rhea reminds you that you must trust the flow state. You'll find an opportunity to flow around a bend you've not discovered yet. Her alignment task is for you to let go of the branch and allow yourself to be carried onto the river of your life into parts of the river you have not yet traveled through. She will ensure that although you will experience unfamiliar and unexpected things, releasing the form of it all will only result in the discovery of magic and miracles. Let go and allow the flow to do the rest. You'll be amazed at how effortless life becomes. So that was, like I said, the forward and the shadow, because it landed this way. But I feel like you are just coming out of an in-between state. So it's like you're in the dark night of the soul. Things are going like they couldn't possibly get worse for a little while there. And I know that that's, absolutely true. But things are slowly starting to come into focus for you. And the energy around you is shifting to something so much more better, so much more beneficial. What the universe is advising you do here, Lotus Girl, and start right now is letting go of any kind of idea of how things should happen, right? Like, we all know that we may have this idea like, okay, like when we're little kids, I'm going to graduate college, I'm going to work for the FBI, then I'm going to get married, I'm never having any kids, and I'm going to meet my soulmate at a wedding. When I was little, I thought that I had to marry my sister's brothers because my mom's brother married my dad's sister. It was crazy. So anyway, my sister's husband's brothers, not my sister's brothers. But it's like none of that happened. It didn't. And I ended up where I'm at, in a great place with all of you guys, something that I never expected. Why? Because I let go of control. I said, this is obviously not working out the way I planned. Let go and let God, or give it up to the universe, however you want to look at it. You are in a great place right now energetically. The way that you can keep going and keep flowing in this beautiful energetic state and feeling physically better, mentally, emotionally, even psychically more in tune, aligned, and better all around is to just accept even the things that seem bad, accept them at face value and for what they are, and know that the more you worry, the less you will get beneficial in return. Carl, do you want to get a reading? Let me know, because I know
she said yes. She did say yes.
So why don't we do that real quick? Because I never get to
read for her. And that will be next.
Okay. I hope that you don't mind. I never get to read for Carrie. It's nice to have her in here. She's been with me as long as you guys have. She's an in and outer. I'm going to use the Oracle of Visions for you. And guys, as always, thank you so much for, hanging out. Arnolfo, Miss Stella, I sent you a reading a while ago, back in September, through email. So you're another one that I don't think you're receiving my emails, because I'd be reading for you monthly like I do for everyone else. So if you got that email, go and check. And then once you respond to that email, I can start reading for you every month like I do for all of my other patrons. And I hope you're well. I know the last time we spoke, you were having some issues with your hearts. I don't forget, honey. I don't forget. All right, Miss Carl. You're so welcome. Being a woman is beautiful, Monica. We rule the world. Behind every good man is a woman that knows what's going on. Guys, I'm just kidding. I'm going to have like the feminists coming after me. Okay. Carrie, you got card number 40. It actually feels weird calling you Carrie because I'm so used to messing around and calling you Carl. Time and life. Time is a figure 8 at its center, the city of deja vu. Time, the ultimate thief, gradually takes from us and never gives back. A hooded priestess holds out her hand, offering us a lifetime in the form of an hourglass. Its shape suggests a cyclical nature that we might simply rotate and start afresh. In smaller issues, that may be true, and indeed we often sense repetition, but in the larger sense, the hourglass is simply an illusion. In truth, such perceived patterns are merely detours along one's journey. Here we see that the golden sand does not merely fall to be recollected, but escapes, and eventually the glass will be empty. Time is a commodity that is never really ours, but merely something we have use of for a given period. The only way to ensure the balance is in our favor is for us to use our allotted time fully before it is taken from us. Live every day, hour, and minute to its fullest. So, Carrie, I feel like you could be going through a bit of a dark night of the soul right now. Even if it's not in every area of your life, I don't feel like it's like a full-blown dark night of the soul, not a Gemma dark night of the soul where like everything turns to poop. But I feel like you could be questioning certain decisions or certain things that are happening in your life. Like, you know, I did A, B, and C right, so why didn't this happen? The universe is saying pretty much the same thing as the message was for Lotus, where it's like you have to trust in the universal flow of things, the universal flow of time, that it will bring to you what and who you need when you need it. You're right where you're supposed to be. So if you're second guessing anything, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will in the next week or two. If you're second guessing any decisions that you've made, throw it all out the window and understand that no matter what decision you made, you only made that decision for a lesson. The universe is going to put you and help you get to where you need to be regardless. It's just whether or not you're going to take the long road or you're going to walk across the street and be there. I feel like you're done taking the long road, and I feel like the universe senses that energy in you. So I feel like for the next few months, starting in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be like boom, 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 blessing, abundance, blessing, abundance. As long as you remember to stay grateful and stay focused. I don't see why you can't gain everything that you desire in the next few months, everything that you've been working so hard for. Oh, honey, yes. The universe is saying just have trust, have faith, okay? Don't get down on yourself if you make a decision and it doesn't turn out well. We all do it. I just turned 40 and I'm upset that I'm 40 and certain things in my life that I'm like, wow, how did I get here? All right, Anna. Anna, I'm also going to use a new deck. I'm going to use the Shadow and Light Oracle. Yeah, absolutely, Carrie. I feel like once we hit a certain age, you know, it's like we start understanding better the concept of time, right? And we start understanding like where we've been, where we are, where we're going. And oh my gosh, yeah, and you're the same age as Ray. He's going to be in July. It's so crazy. His birthday is one day after RJ's. So RJ is a Friday the 13th baby. But he doesn't seem like it, though. You know, like, he's not one of those guys that, like, you would think. I told him the other day, when I think of a 66-year-old man, I think of kind of a hunched over, little old liver spotted man, you know? Not Ray. You know, Stephen, you have a light energy about you, too. I think a lot of us do. I don't think any of us, more than likely, I would say 90% of us in this stream right now don't look our age. And we probably don't feel our age either, because that's just light work. All right, Anna, let's do this.
Before you do it, real quick, I forgot to show this off. My mouse pad that.
That is from Jive Creations. By the way, guys, the link for Jive Creations, I did a short video 3.5 minutes or less, and it's called Jive Creations. I think it's Jive Creations. You've done it again a few videos back. You will find the link in the pinned comment. I will try to remember, but it's not likely I will, to put the link in the description box here because I want to carry that link with me. So maybe I will go and do that because I'm going to be associated with them. And that's my girl, and I'm going to support her, and I'm going to sponsor her, and I'm going to push her amazing work out there as much as I can. And I really have to get off my behind and start working on merch. But I need some good ideas. I mean, I have enough selfies. I want to do an oracle deck. There you go, Anna. Multifaceted Jules says, I don't look my age because I'm dyslexic, so I'm actually 35. There you go. Anna said, a lot of my friends didn't make it. I'm living life and appreciate it for them. I say definitely amen to that, honey.
I can say that. A lot of my friends didn't make it, and I'm younger than you are.
I lost so many people to either cancer or overdoses in the last 6 years. It's tremendous. Okay, Anna, card number 23. Uncertainty plays a big factor in triggering anxiety. It can be uncertainty about your living situation, whether a person likes you or not, whether someone might leave you, whether you'll get the job you applied for, whether your boss will like your work. The list goes on and on. If you look at all these things and imagine a positive or a negative outcome, you might feel that the stress is not actually about the outcome itself, but the fact that you don't know how things will turn out. Sure, you might not want the negative outcome of the two, but you may prefer to know the answer for certain so you can act accordingly. I pulled this card for myself the other day, rather than having to worry about which way it's going to turn out. You may also prefer to know that this person you are interested in doesn't like you in the same way, rather than having to guess and play detective to find things out. When you don't know a resolution to something, it keeps your mind in a constant mode of analyzing and weighing options and doesn't give you a chance to deal with the outcome. Once something has been confirmed, there's a path of action and you can actually do something about it. If your boss doesn't like your work, you have the chance to improve. If you don't get a job you applied for, you can move on and look for something else. Not being able to do something can be more stressful than dealing with a negative outcome. This card encourages you to come out of the unknown by taking action towards enlightenment in different situations. It might feel safer to hide below the surface rather than peeking up to see what's really going on. But if you keep floating around in the bubble of the unknown, it's highly likely that the anxious feeling you're harboring won't go away. Your affirmation for the next 2 weeks: I am courageous enough to find out whatever answers I need to hear. There's an exercise, and I usually don't read these. What's up, Batmom? What's up, darling Deb? But I'm going to read it to you because I think this is a good one. Aunt Edna, list 3 things that you keep ruminating about because you don't know the answer to them. Write down the questions you need to ask and to whom to be able to find the answers. Collect your courage and send out the questions and be prepared to receive whatever answers you might receive. So I do feel like there's something going on in your life right now, at least one thing. And I'm not so sure it's a lot of things. I do feel like there's 1 or 2 things, but they're big things that you're very uncertain about right now. And I do feel like you're frustrated. I do feel like you're anxious because it's like you're in limbo. You know, did this person really change, or am I walking into a trap? You know, you don't want to walk into the trap to have to find out. Here's the thing, just like with setting and enforcing boundaries, like I always say, we can set boundaries, right? But we have a problem enforcing them. This is like it doesn't matter if there's going to be an awkward moment. If your questions are spiritual, then you have to start asking your spirit team. And I know that you probably are, but maybe the way that you've chosen to listen for the responses isn't working for them. You know, angels communicate in a certain way. Deceased loved ones and ancestors communicate through dreams. You know, it really depends on who you're asking the questions to and for. You know, guardian angels aren't going to be covering ancestral trauma bonds. You know, they're just not. So maybe come out and say, I need my higher self to answer this question for me. I'm going to be sitting here silently for 5 minutes, and whatever I write down is the answer, and go. Believe it or not, that almost always works for me. And I'm not a meditator. Okay, you will not find me sitting here trying to clear my mind. It doesn't happen. I do a lot of guided meditations. but automatic writing still works for me. And it's not the mediumship ability, because I think anyone can do it. And because that came into my head, I think, Anna, you might want to try calling your team in. Whoever can help me with this question, please do. I'm going to be focusing on the answer and trying to clear my mind in writing for the next 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. Don't go more than 10 minutes. And then look at what you write. If you don't understand it right away, put it aside, okay, and come back to it. The answer will come to you. You're so welcome. Anybody that I missed that I did not say hi to, I'm very happy that I said hi to you before. I'm very excited that you're home too. I know that it's like an added bajillion times more stress now being back into the house. They lived in that house for 50 some odd years. So imagine going into it and it's empty and everything's bought. Like, I can't even imagine the stress on his 90-year-old father, which trickles the stress down to you, Stephen. But it's a step in the right direction. You guys are getting there.
Yes, we are.
And then maybe you should, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying Ralph is next.
Maybe you should try to do that again. I used to keep, I would write every day, multiple times a day, and then I stopped. And now every time I try to start a journal, I get like 2 days in and I'm like, we should all be doing that. But as far as answers to questions, I'm telling you.
Got my journal.
I'm telling you, definitely try like an automatic writing type scenario. So Ralph and Cassie, I am going to use the GemmaJadeYT Oracle. I did pull out, like I said, some of the oldies but goodies. I got the Earthly Souls and Spirits Moon Oracle. I got the Destiny's Portal Fairy Oracle, the Chicoli Oracle. Got a few new ones. Oracle of the Lonely Soul. Yeah, I did too. And I mean, I wish I had a lot of the journals because, I lost the ones that I was pregnant with my daughter. I would have loved to remember that time, and let her see the things I was craving and things like that. But I'll never get them back. I told you guys I lived with 4 of my male friends in a big house, and they were filthy, dirty, disgusting. I never wanted to be there. And I was paying rent. We were all chipping in. And then all of a sudden I came home from work one day in my little Zinberger outfit and the doors were locked. It was right after Christmas. So my brand new computer, I had 2 closets full of clothes, everything, my journals, my daughter's adoption box from like when she was born, her clothes, her baby card, all of that stuff was gone. And I left the people a note. I said, listen, I lived here too. I was paying the guy rent. He took off with like 5 months worth of rent from all of the roommates and moved to like Jerusalem or Israel or something. And instead of taking pity on me as like a 27-year-old girl, young woman, they added my name to the court papers and sued me along with him. Never had a good outcome from journaling?
I do it. I've been doing it ever since I was 12.
I feel like it's just a really great outlet. It's a great way to manifest, but you have to really be in that mindset that whole journal is going to be acting as if. That's what I want to do. You live in California? Why did I think you lived in England? I'm sitting here like, oh yeah, it'll be 12 noon. It's like 6 o'clock for you.
I live in California.
Ralph and Cassie, you got card number 29, the Emerald City. Melissa Nicole, what's up, girl? Here I stand at the end of the yellow brick road in the magical land of Oz. Am I made of real emeralds? That is not the point, my dear. I am the place where the great Wizard of Oz lives. I am the place where anything is possible. I am the place where Dorothy, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion got their rewards. I am the end of the quest, the time of celebration. I am the city of wonders to be found beyond rainbows. The road was long and sometimes perilous, but look at yourself now, Ralph. You have reached your goal. You have made your way to the Emerald City. This time in your life should be one of celebration and of reward. You ought to be proud of what you've accomplished. You should rest a little and congratulate yourself. The adventure will go on for sure, but for now, enjoy your achievements, for they are truly amazing. I don't know. I don't feel like you have something major that you're actually celebrating, but I do feel like you're working up to that. This is about to acknowledging the small wins, right? The small accomplishments, the small wins, the things that most people would just glide on by. You have a steady stream of income. You have smart, healthy children that you're able to care for and provide for. The little things that so many people take for granted every single day, the universe wants you to stop and acknowledge. Arisha, I was just showing off your blanket and your mouse pad. Love you, girl. So it's not saying it's like the end of your journey, Ralph, but it is telling you to take a step back, because whatever you've been working towards and like putting all your energy and effort into this one big ultimate goal, which once you accomplish that, there will just be another one, right? Take a step back. I feel like in the next week or two, you're going to have news of whatever that is. So say, for instance, you're waiting for a major promotion at your job. Okay. It's not here now, and it may look bleak, but in the next week or two, you're going to get that phone call. It is coming in for you. I can practically guarantee it, unless I'm seriously mixing messages up here. You have something incredibly amazing to look forward to in the next 2 weeks, but the universe wants you to look at how incredibly amazing all of the small things are too. Arisha, yay! I was telling everybody that I put the link for Jive Creations in the video I did about Jive Creations. But what I'm going to do is put the link in the description box here. So that way, when I copy and paste, it'll be in the description box of all of my videos. Okay. And I really am going to contact you about merch. I've just been so crazed. I'm planning RJ's birthday party. I'm moving. I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with, and, trying to do my thing, girl. I'm working my way to that beach house. You're welcome. Arisha, if you're not going to stick around, though, let us know before you leave so that I can give you a reading.
I'm going to let you do Josephine, because I know she's here.
Yes,
and
sir.
then we'll do Arisha so she can get back to work.
Dang, that lipstick. All right, Josephine, I'm using the Chekoli Oracle. I think that's how you pronounce it. Darling Deb, I got something awesome to put in your wedding box. I'm so excited. The chat, us guys are sending Darling Deb a gift box for a congratulations on her marriage. I feel like that's a thing that should definitely be celebrated. And even though I'm a teensy bit jealous, I'm really, really happy for you. You deserve it. Yes, everyone, please hit that thumbs up. All right, Josephine, you got card number 5, which is the card of gossip. Uh-oh, is Melissa Nicole in the house? Gossip may seem like harmless fun at first, just entertaining tidbits and juicy rumors. Yeah, about Mom, they didn't care at all. But it rarely stops there. Delicious becomes malicious before you know it, and reputations can be damaged beyond repair. If you're the gossiper, remember that it will always come back to bite you. Remember that a person who enjoys listening to gossip won't hesitate to pass it along. You can't expect your own confidences to be respected if you don't respect others. Choose your confidants wisely and promise never to betray them. If you are the target of gossip, step away from the situation. Do not retaliate. And Josephine, I feel there's a twofold message here. Okay, I know I love these cards. There's a twofold message. The first one is obviously like, don't gossip. I feel like you're being pulled into, and this is going to sound really weird, accidental gossip. Like somebody is telling you something as though it's not a secret and you're just talking about it. I don't feel like you're maliciously being like, oh my God, do you know what Gemma did? Oh my gosh, wait till you hear this. And meanwhile, somebody told you something in confidence, right? Like that time I was messaging someone through text that I thought was a friend, and I was venting about my boss, someone that I was working for previously, and they ghosted me completely, never told me what I did, and then emailed those conversations to my boss to try to get me fired 2 years later. That type stuff. I don't think you're involved in that. But I do believe, so here's the thing. If somebody tells you anything about someone else for the next 2 weeks at least, don't talk about it. Don't pass it along. And don't engage. Like if someone comes up like, oh my God, did you hear that Mary is cheating on her husband? Don't be like, oh my gosh, she is. And I know this sounds like an insignificant message, Josephine, but it's not. If it came up, that means it's going to have a great significance on you and for you in the next 2 weeks. The second part of this is that I feel like somebody is trying to ruin your reputation. They're on like this whole smear campaign against you for I don't know what reason. It's a very narcissistic energy, but also very chaotic. You're going to want to stand up for yourself, obviously, like we all would. What's up, Miss Jilly Doom? But don't do that. The universe is saying, be the bigger person. That's your lesson to learn. And once you do that, once you prove that you can take a step back and just let it ride, the universe will come in and bring everyone up to speed about what's really going on. Intuitive Oracle Live. She said, what do you get when the universe brings a montage of misfits together? Wednesday Night Oracle. I always feel like I'm so loud. All right, who's next? Cricket.
Okay, let's try this again.
Jilly, message me because I lost your phone number.
Grand Dorisha, because I already moved her
she
up.
said she wanted to wait.
That's fine. We can make her wait. So. You can wait. That's fine. Then go Chillin' Charlie. He was next.
All right, Chillin' Charlie. I'm going to use the Oracle Journey, of a Lonely Soul. Last sip of my Juneberry Red Bull. It's delicious. I always snort. I don't know what it's called. They call it snorkeling. You know what, Jilly? There's a lot of that going around. The physical and mental exhaustion, the emotional drain. I'm not good with like the astrology of all of this, but I know there is something happening now with certain signs that, and especially mediums, that there's this sleeper energy that's kind of overtaking us in the next few weeks. We came right out of the retrograde. We came right out of the shadow phase and right into this wall of exhaustion. Charlie, you got Reflections of Artifice, card number 21. These cards are so creepy, but I love them. Come on. They hold up a twisted reflection before her, demanding that she see herself within. But through their iron gaze bores deeply into her spirit, she sees that they hold nothing that she desires. There are many who can only find comfort among others who seem to be exactly the same. They believe that they have attained perfection and disdain any who differ from their design. But they have deluded themselves with the foolish notion that there is only one path to paradise. Seek instead those who are unlike you. New stories will enrich your ears, new customs will delight your senses, and new skills will be awakened inside of you. Explore the pleasures of variation and experiment with new ways of being. This will teach you who you truly are, the soul that lies hidden beneath the surface of your reflection. It can be painful to break free from the throng that you have always known. Jealousy may poison their words as they attempt to dissuade you. But the true loving circle of souls who support your journey will adorn you only with blessings and words of encouragement. They will celebrate all the parts of you that bring you joy, no matter how those parts differ from their own. Ask yourself, what have I never allowed myself to try, and what routines do not serve me anymore? I do feel like you're coming out of this cycle in your life, okay? Jilly Doom, that's what we're here for. I know, and I'm really, really happy for you, Lotus Girl. I've been trying to figure something out about that issue, and I don't know what to do. I cry for you. But we'll talk. Charlie, you're coming to the end of a really big, major cycle in your life, okay? You are coming to a point, literally a crossroads, all right? And I feel like the decision you want to make, how you intuitively feel that, what you intuitively feel like you should be doing, where you intuitively feel like you should be going, okay? You've got anxiety about it because you've never been there. Maybe you're getting a different kind of job, or maybe you're in a different kind of relationship, or maybe you're just adulting better for the first time in a long time, okay? The universe is saying you can stay where you are and stay comfortable, and that's fine. But you're never going to move forward. And honestly, you may end up moving backward if you stay stuck and stagnant. It's a comfortable place to be. The universe is asking you here, telling you to step out of your comfort zone and understand there will be people. Like when I stopped using, there were people in my own family that were like, oh, you think you're better than us now. And they talked so much crap about me behind my back, but I had to do what was best for me and understand that the right people would be there for me when I needed them. And if I lost some people along the way, that's fine, because the more people that I didn't need in my life anymore, that weren't supporting me, that weren't about Gemma, once they left, the universe would bring so many more in. Look at all you guys. And that's the lesson that you need to really learn and meditate and think on in the next week or two, because you're going to be presented with two opportunities. One of them is going to feel very comfortable. The other is going to be like, are you kidding me? I can't do that. The universe is saying, yes, you can. And actually you should. It's part of your purpose. So this is a major step onto your life path, your written life path. You'll get this opportunity again, probably in 5 to 10 years if you don't take it now.
Okay. Next is Smoochie.
These cards are great. Smoochie, I'm going to use the Enchanted Portal. I haven't used these in so long. Yes, of course I know. It is the Oracle, or I'm sorry, I keep saying that. The Journey of a Lonely Soul Oracle. Nicole, I could use it on you if you want. Chillin' Charlie, wow. Did that resonate yet? I had to unplug all of my Fire Sticks again and turn my phone off the Wi-Fi. Okay. Miss Smoochie. Oh, I saw the cutest Sasquatch earrings. Expect them. Oh, your earrings are in the mail with Batmom and Dargo's necklaces. Like I said, Tracy's book. I finally got it all out. Good. I'm glad, Chillin' Charlie. Yeah, I pick decks when I order them online. Like when I go to the store, like the crystal shops and the mom and pop shops, and I find the decks, I hold them in my hand and I close my eyes. And if I go forward, that means it's for me. If I go backwards, it means it's not. And if I go side to side, it's neutral. Just like with a crystal, if it's resonating with your energy, you'll go forward, right? But when I order them online, I have to go with my gut, and mainly I go by the names. If you notice, I have Shadows and Light, Moon Goddess, Dark Goddess. I like the more gothic and, I don't want to say darker, but the darker art, the ones with the darker art, I tend to go for. Oh, wow, Smoochie, you got Shadow Weaver. Here we go. When was the last time you felt powerful and in control of your life, Smoochie? Isn't that a great feeling? There can be tons going on, but you've got every ball in the air, every single thing in order, and everything is moving forward in the exact direction you want it to go. Those times may be rare for some of us, but they sure do feel good. And then there are times when we just can't seem to motivate and properly handle anything, let alone several. Or we might have so much going on that we feel overwhelmed, throw up our hands, and just let everything go. Those times definitely do not feel so great. One time, my huge, gigantic purse knocked a bunch of decks down like dominoes. I was like, thank God they weren't crystals. Whatever situations we face, we can know that we really do have the ability to handle and handle well everything. It may not be particularly fun. There may be other things we'd rather do. But if we control our focus and see it through, afterwards, the sense of exhilaration and pride will more than make up for it. The Shadow Weaver is clearly a powerful creature. She is surrounded by chaotic forces stirred up by the black and white dragon. She strides strongly, by a black and a white dragon. She strides strongly and confidently forward, subduing and calming them as she passes. Her red bodice and crescent moon indicate her power that she knows is hers deep in her gut and wholly understands in her mind. She wears a choker adorned with a yin-yang symbol, showing her ability to balance a variety of energies. In her hand, she carries a black beetle and a white butterfly, representing her ability to focus and use opposing energies as she wishes. There is something or several or even many things going on in your life. Smoochie, perhaps you're feeling overwhelmed. Maybe your life appears a little bit out of control. Maybe it's just one project that you cannot get a grip on. Whichever is the case, this card is here to tell you that letting things fall apart, letting something slide, well, that cannot be an option right now. There are times when it's okay and no harm is done, but now it is in your best interest to tap into your deepest, strongest organizational and get it done power and use them. When this card comes up and you have no idea where you are going to find that energy, use this visualization to help you tap into it. It can also suggest practical advice on how to approach the task or tasks. I don't understand the end of that, but okay. Smoochie, yeah, now I feel like the times that you feel most overwhelmed and like it'll be okay to just let something slide, like, okay, for instance, I need to get merch done for this channel, but every single day, that's the thing that goes by the wayside so I can get something else done. I need to organize my inventory, okay? But every single day, that goes by the wayside. What the universe is saying, what's up, Vixen Joe, is that there is nothing that's going on right now that you can afford to let fall by the wayside. It is going to be an absolute effing disaster if you do not get it together, and you've got to be the juggler right now, and you have to juggle well. And unfortunately, I do feel like you're taking on someone else's stuff as well. It's not just your stuff. It's like it's like mainly someone else's mess. That I don't know why I'm getting this energy suddenly coming in and kind of making me feel like I'm in tar. I can't move. I can't breathe. And then when I go this way, away from that energy, it's like everything's okay. You know, I'm doing all right. It is what it is. And then this energy comes in and starts sucking me dry again. Unfortunately, whoever this person is, they desperately need the help. So for you to turn your back on them or turn them down, it's really not going to end well, because what's going to happen, it's your prerogative to say no or to not get involved, but they're going to fail so miserably that you're going to end up in the long run picking it up for them anyway. What's up, Miss Lara? Mike! Oh, honey.
Get Smoochie, so Jules.
Smoochie, I feel like you definitely should go. Again, I don't know like your financial situation. I don't know anything except the messages your team is giving me, and you need to go. You need to go. You need to be the one to hold it together. Unfortunately, like it's all on your shoulders. I'm sorry, Jules?
Yes.
Jules, I'm going to use the newest deck, the Goddess Power Oracle. Okay. Smoochie, Ghost Dragons, can you make a note that at the end I want to pull one more card for Smoochie? Smoochie, at the very end, because you always stay till the end, I'm going to pull another card for you. I think you need it. Now that I know the situation, now that I know the situation better, I'll pick a better deck, and we'll follow up on that card. Ghost Dragons, do your best, please, honey, to not let me forget that, because I will forget.
I got it written down.
Jules, you got Gaia, Earth in the reverse position. That's card number 16. The ones look like 4s on this deck, unfortunately. Okay. When you scatter your energy and allow fear to take root, Jules, you can become ungrounded or out of touch with your environment. You become disconnected from your true nature as a spiritual being having a human experience. The need now is to look at the cracks in the foundation of the life you've built for yourself. When even one aspect of your life is out of alignment, it affects everything else. Ground yourself with Gaia, the Earth Mother. She wants you to enjoy creating the world you live in. Your alignment task is to take a fearless inventory of where, how, and with whom you live your life. Is your energy being drained from the choices you're making? Are you physically exhausted? Do you accept less than your value? Your efforts must now be to repair the foundation of your life and begin anew. You will be so thrilled with the results and wonder why you didn't do it sooner. The goddess Gaia is supporting your every move. And I know people complain about in the comments, not you guys, again, people that watch afterwards, that I'm always making it about me. I'm only trying to give examples in my life to better explain what I'm talking about. So I'm going to do that here too. Is the juice worth the squeeze in every single area of your life? Normally, like 99% of the population will be like, no. Who has it all together? Well, you know what? We're light workers. We're supposed to know how to work with spirit and energy, even if you don't have abilities like that, which you actually do. You're accepting less than your value. So like, if I didn't one day just say, F it, I've got to start making my own money because I want more than what's going on around me. Let me get on YouTube and try to just connect with people and see where it goes. I never expected to make any money off YouTube, but I was looking to maybe meet people, bring opportunities in. I wanted to be an addiction counselor, an addiction specialist / therapist. That was my goal when I got clean. But the effort didn't seem worth it to me. So Jules, is all of the effort you're putting in to every single person and every single thing in your life worth it? Now, like I said, 99.9% of the population, it's like, no, obviously not everything's great and put together. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the universe wants you to do better because you are better and you deserve better. And I feel like there's one person or one particular thing right now that is throwing your entire alignment and balance off. Everything else is like tolerable. Like you're working on it, you're working through it, you're learning new things, you're putting things into practice, whether you realize this or not. In the next week or two, the universe wants you to be fearless. Confront someone who's doing you dirty, right? It's like, okay, I'm sorry, I got to put lip gloss because my lips are very chapped. It's like, okay, so it might be an awkward moment if you confront someone about their drinking. Let it be an awkward moment. You have to say it. You have to confront whoever this is or whatever it is. And I'm not saying it's about drinking. I'm using that as an example. New Englander Roadie, what's up, boo?
Madison's next, but I'm just making sure she's here.
Okay, I think she is, but let's make sure because I don't want to do any extra reading.
Yes.
Oh no, my wipes are piled under boxes. So I brought Hetty back from Mom's, guys. So Hedwig is with us again. Anyone who didn't see it, I just want you to see the blanket Jive Creations Arisha made for me. Let me make sure it's not upside down. I sent her some of the images for all the old school horror movies that I like, but she filled in the blanks for me. This is exclusive, okay? You're not going to get this unless, of course, you specifically order it. All of my personal favorites. Nobody else is going to have a blanket like this. Everyone's jealous, and I'm excited about it. I even have Eric from True Blood, okay? I got Lady Gaga, American Horror Story, and we had to have Scream Dude. It's not cheap. You can see the images are bright. I am actually sleeping with it, so it's not like a showpiece. I mean, it could be, but it's like not falling apart, things like that. I wish I had the socks and the shirt, but they're in the laundry. Guys, I'm telling you, if you want something custom made, I'm going to pay her soon to do one of me and RJ, of all of our selfies. If you guys are on Facebook, you'll know that RJ and I take hundreds of selfies, even more than I take of myself sometimes. And I think that's going to be a beautiful gift for my mom for her birthday in July. You do? Are you serial? Madison, I see you. I knew we were kindred spirits. Mr. C, welcome back. I love when newbies come back and hang out with us. So, Madison, I'm going to use the Earthly Souls and Spirits Moon Oracle. Thank you. Jive Creation. So, Jilly, it's Lotus Girl's sister, Arisha. And if you, oh, there she is, Arisha McCoy. And if you look a few videos back, I did a 3.5-minute video called Jive Creations. You've done it again. I showed a lot of the shirts. I'm gifting one of the shirts with the Goddess Power Oracle. It is for women, guys. I'll come up with something for the men. She did send me a man shirt, but I gave it to Ray. So Jive Creations, I put the link for Jive Creations in the pinned comment. But when I'm done here, I'm going to pull it from there. It'll still be there and put it in the description box here. And then going forward, I'm going to always have it in the description box and always try to mention it because we're going to hook up and do some merch for my channel, which I desperately need. Oh, nice. Yeah, oh my God, so much stuff she sends and it's all gorgeous. Layla, Gaz, John, welcome. Let me know if you want a reading before you leave. Bigger than that, emotionally and energetically. Yeah, Jules, we have to talk. I don't know what's going on with the phone. Paranormal Pixie, are you going to do your show tomorrow? I guess we can talk afterwards to see if Steven's going to be available. Because I'd love to have you on. People have been asking me through text. I'm sending you a Santa Muerte. I think I'm going to send you a gold for prosperity, but I want to look at the meanings again. You can just keep her in there. You can really put her anywhere. I just thought she would look cool because she's a skeleton with a robe like the Grim Reaper holding the scythe. But you can put her anywhere. The only thing you can't do with Santa Muerte is you cannot put her where there are other deities. And if you put her on like an altar, she has to have her own cloth. Otherwise, she gets very offended. Divine Empathic. Hey, sweetie. All right, Madison. Sorry about that. My Santa Muerte is still at my mom's. Otherwise, I would show you. Okay, good. Lara, that would be amazing. Let me just see where Steven's at with it because I forgot to ask him, and I know that he's. You could even we can even make it for her, and then you just come back in an hour and shut it down. Okay.
I should be.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's actually. I keep having this vision of one in your hearse. You know, she's not a goddess I work with, but I do like to have her around just in case. But for her to keep popping up and me seeing her, like every time I see a picture of the hearse, or even when I see your picture, I just have that vision. So I know that you need one, and I'm meant to gift you one. So gifting is a part of my love language. If you guys haven't noticed, it's just... you know, it makes me feel incredible to gift things to people. So, all right, Madison, you got the card of unity. Pixie said he'll be there. So I'll do the thumbnail when I'm done with this. We are only as strong as we are united, as weak as we are divided. J.K. Rowling. Look at this card. Diversity, equality, and connection, Madison. Our connection to one another runs ever so deep. Excuse me. Love each of your brothers and sisters on this earth. Watch over and protect humanity. Each baby is born to their exact family and place in the world by precise fate. Each child grows into adulthood destined for greatness, no matter their race, ethnicity, religion, sexual preference, status, or anything for that matter. Every single innocent child came from their mother. Each human is rightfully deserving to be treated with equality and dignity. Do your part, Madison, to spread pure love throughout our world. We are born loving, not hating. Spread blessings of love and light to all of humanity. Darling Deb, you know, for as introverted as I am, I really do love to host a party and give gifts. Madison, come together and coexist in peace and in love. We all share our great earth equally. We stand together as one. Treat your fellow humans as you would want to be treated. So I feel some conflict in your life. Okay, Madison. And I feel like it's making you uncomfortable. I don't feel like you're one of those people who automatically shies away from conflict, but who, unless you're a narcissist, a certain kind of narcissist, because not all of them do it, who thrives on drama, right? We're not teenagers anymore. We're not in high school. I feel like you're dealing with an energy like that. Like somebody does not like the fact that you are becoming more mature. They don't like the fact that you're not arguing back with them as much. They don't like the fact that you're willing to just be like, yeah, okay, you're right. That's great. And walk away. Whether you've done this or not, this is the energy coming in. Okay. So I feel like in the next week or two, you're going to be like, oh, this is what Gemma was talking about. Do not engage. And actually, not do not engage. Engage lovingly. Do not let anyone purposefully get under your skin and take you outside of yourself. This is a major lesson we all have to learn in order to spiritually ascend. And it is a gosh darn hard one. It may be the hardest one I've ever had to learn. And I'm still learning it. But the more you respond in that way, the more spiritually elevated and enlightened you become. Okay. So I don't know if it's someone who's already there, but in the next week or two, you are going to be tested by the universe, by fate, by your higher self, okay, and all of your spirit team, if you can respond lovingly to a complete and total narcissistic a-hole. Jules, thank you so much for getting the donation started. I really do appreciate it. Guys, don't forget, I'm doing half price readings all this month too. I'm going to do them through summer. So if you already got a June and you want a July, I would prefer to do them for July from here on out, but probably for the first 2 weeks of June, it'll be a June/July reading. Either way, $20 to my PayPal or Cash App, title it reading. I usually, if someone donates $20 or more, I give them a reading anyway. So just know it's going to be through the summer. And then once fall comes, I'm going to bring them back up. Yes, don't feed someone's negative energy. Turn it around. It blows their mind, especially. We talk about this a lot, and I always use this example. You confront your significant other like, hey, you told me you weren't at so-and-so's party last night, but here, someone sent me a picture. You were there. A liar will be like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry. I didn't tell you because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. Please forgive me. And then they'll try to make up for it. They'll cop to it. A narcissist will be like, now you have people taking pictures of me. You've got something wrong with you up here. And you want to be like, oh, no, I'm not crazy. But the conversation then turns about you being crazy and not about them lying to you and going to this party. That's the energy. Celtic Cross Tarot. I have the Oracle, I believe. Amazing. Yes. Good. I have this weird, I need to read this. I don't know what this is or when I wrote it, but it says, benevolent spirit guides we always have are our higher or highest self, fragmented parts of our soul that have already ascended. Oversoul, fragmented versions of individuals. Example, each lifetime that consists of now, all happening at once, simultaneously, are all parts of the oversoul. Witches, holy people, portals for negative to feed. I told you guys about that. Any guides /ETs, etc. should be telling us to break the quote-unquote God spell and claim sovereignty as biological and spiritual beings. We are all our own saviors. They can't wake us up for us. Wow. People can't effectively channel because of all the noise. We have a built-in frequency that connects language of soul. Body equals 5 senses, soul equals 6 sense and beyond. Channeling needs to be respected and practiced, constantly in communication with a power and source bigger than us. We need to be filled up like being in nature, meditating, etc., speaking in the soul's language like mediums and clairvoyants. I have no idea where that came from. Okay. Thank you, Jules. I'm going to make a note of the Celtic Cross. Oh, I know what you're saying. I thought you meant you wanted a tarot deck called... I get it. Just hit me now, because I remember I gave you one. You're the only person I think I've ever given one of those to. Okay. Jules, we can work on that. I need you to contact me privately, though, because I want to talk to you about a few things that I see around you and that I see going on with you that I'm honestly not comfortable with, okay? Nothing that you're doing, not saying I'm uncomfortable with you or I'm angry or anything. Just that we need to talk, girl. Okay, good. And I can do that reading. I have the Anne Stokes Legends Tarot as well as the Horror Tarot. And I found all my tarot decks. They were here under my desk. So I'll hook you up. Just let's talk privately first. Who's next? I'm sorry about that. So RJ's new song that he is constantly singing, it used to be Someone You Loved by Louis Capaldi. And he sings the whole thing and he puts his head down, you know, because it's a sad love song. Now he sings Jesse's Girl. So I let him watch the video last night. It was cute. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. Nicole. 2 weeks ago, I had someone say, they were like, not to be rude, Gemma, but I'm waiting for my reading. I felt so bad. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so let's do, Nicole, the fairy tale oracle. Yeah, Jules, that's definitely what I'm seeing around you that I don't want to say like I'm concerned with, because people get nervous when I say that. I'm not saying you have evil or anything like that around you, but I do feel a negative kind of aura entering into your space. Once again, I see it like creeping around you, and we're not going to have that. Oh, Lara, thank you so much. I was just telling Steven I've got the interview Monday. I'm going to try to get a PDF from my publisher, but if I'm going to send him a signed copy anyway, regardless. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for this opportunity. This is the biggest interview of my entire career in life, and I do owe it to you, because I never would have known to reach out to him. Sorry about that, Nicole. I got you. Yes, Divine Empathic, I did. And I was surprised with a day at the beach, and then I was back to work. The issue is I listen, and then I told you, like, I just automatically delete texts, and I may be being a pain in the butt. But if you can maybe get that to an email with me, I want to clean it up just a tiny bit. But that might be a lot, I know. But I would like to talk to you about it. Tonight's going to be too late. I actually forgot all about it. But when I was listening to it, I was definitely... it's not good, especially that your daughter is involved. Like, didn't you say your daughter picked up on it first, or I had so much I was listening to this weekend. My mom had like 18 tracks she needed me to listen to, but I listened to that one right before bed, I remember. Yeah, he really seems... I told him my mom was fangirling, and he Facebook friended her. And she was like, is that really him? Are you sure? And I'm like, Mom, like, yeah. Okay, yeah, and I don't remember. Let's talk privately. I have a few questions about that, because your daughter may have abilities, and depending on her age, she may be pulling things in that are kind of just coming through. Nicole, just give me 1 second, okay? I know this is frustrating when I do this, but this is important, and I don't want to forget. Divine Empathic, I want you to stop and think, and you don't have to do it right now. Picture every room in your house. Close your eyes and picture all 4 corners of your kitchen, all 4 corners of your basement, your bathroom. Just go through every room in your house. Any corner that you cannot actively picture in your mind, like it's blurry or you just can't, you have a portal. Okay? And I know you have one in your house, and I believe it was created by your daughter. I got all of this message. All right, Nicole. Cradled by the sky, Nicole, the dark, cold waters waver beneath her, calling her down into their depths. Instead, she peers beneath the surface from an unconventional vantage point. She lets the sky lift her up. The spiritual seeker is not afraid to delve deeply into the murky realms of the soul. In these shadowed places, painful truths can be revealed and brought to the surface and into the light. Powerful emotions churn within these depths that require a sturdy heart to confront, but there are times when a much lighter approach is called for. Play can be a powerful teacher, giving us the space to explore many avenues to joy. Some see entertainment as the antithesis of growth, keeping us numb and placid when we should be striving. But the arts have always changed lives, even saved them. Exploring the lives of others and the stories you love will provide a new view into your own story. From a safe distance, many challenging experiences can be confronted, understood, and healed. You have permission to be gentle with yourself, to claim the time and space you deserve. It may be time to float a little on the soft currents of the breeze. Ask yourself, what is the most fun I could have at this moment? And what heavy experiences do I need to distance myself from? This is actually a really heavy card, okay? You're so welcome. I keep going to call you light worker. Sorry. Divine empathic. So what this card is saying is there is something in your life, and the energy that I'm getting, Nicole, is like a recurring. Okay. It's like you get yourself out of it, and then all of a sudden you're somehow back into it. And I don't know what this is. It feels like a personal connection, but it may not be like an intimate relationship, but it does feel very up close and personal. That could be kinship. That could be, a job it's something very long term. That's like, I worked at the Elmwood Park Diner 13 times in 5 years. I worked there, quit, worked there, quit. It's something like that, okay? Like a relationship. The universe is saying, like, how much more do you want to suffer? How much more do you have to go through? And it's not a judgment or an indictment, but it's how much more do you have to go through before you follow your intuition? You know that whatever this is, or whoever this is, it's not right for you. It's time for you to really stand up for yourself. But before you do, in the next week or two, take some time off from what or whoever this is. Now, obviously, if it's a job, you can't just not go to work for a week or two. But distance yourself as much as you can. Don't do anything extra. Don't stay late. No overtime, things like that. You need time to process and see, at least for a week or two, how life is without this person or this situation constantly draining you of energy, putting more baggage on your shoulder. Here's what you're doing, okay? Your baggage is here on this side, and you're dumping it like this. And this person or this energy, as you're dumping it, they're filling it up on this side. You cannot be balanced or focused when your energy is all over the place like that. Yes. The universe is saying, take a little bit of a step back. And here's some advice the universe gives through me all the time, okay? I don't know if you have kids, but, or whoever you love most in the world, what advice would you give them if they were going through this situation? Take that advice.
Are you ready?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah.
You positive? Okay. Monica,
Fairy Tale Oracle. Dr. Ghost. My hair. I'm getting layers, and I'm getting a wig, guys. I'm getting more wigs. Really wiggy wigs. That's why people hate me. I'll stop.
Got hot all of a sudden.
Stop. So the other day I saw these really cute shorts. They're pink and black leopard print. They got a crisscross on the side. They're short. They're yoga shorts. They're beach shorts, not to wear out, but they're super high-waisted, which I love. And I was told that they do not belong on my 40-year-old body. And I know the person that said it actually didn't mean it in a mean way, but I shouldn't have asked their opinion. But it was hurtful because basically the conversation continued and I was told that I was overweight. And kind of like that I had nerve to even think I could wear something like that. And it almost broke me down. And then I was like, you know what? I lost like 30 pounds in the last 8 months. So whatever. I'm 40 years old. I have 5 kids, okay, ranging in age from 23 to almost 5. Give me a break. All right, Monica. I shouldn't have asked the opinion. It was my fault for thinking that I could share a moment like that. And yeah. Yeah, it came, if you knew who it came from, it'd be even worse. I'm just like, I wasn't planning on wearing them to church. They're yoga shorts, and I thought they were really pretty. And I'm still going to buy them because they were only $18. And Paranormal Pixie, I absolutely agree. And I was crying a little bit and I was upset, but I did it to myself. My expectation was of him saying, "You're beautiful, they're going to look great on you. Just please don't wear them to church," but that is not how it worked out. Monica, you got card number 27, the Light Princess, ungrounded. Ooh, one we don't do all the time. Death alone from death can save. Love is death, and so is brave. Love can fill the deepest grave. Love loves on beneath the wave. Oh, thank you so much, guys. I didn't bring that up so you guys can compliment me, but I do appreciate it. I was just saying, like, sometimes we have to take things at face value. And also, we have to value ourselves enough to know that that's just one person's opinion. It's our opinion of us that matters. I know. I know. I'm sorry. I love you guys so much. I just choked. Okay. Monica, the Light Princess is a modern fairy tale which describes eloquently what can take place when we fail to ground, to value and earth our desires. So this is another card of grounding in the earth, okay? This is 3 so far. Guys, take that seriously, okay? Oops, I don't know what I just did. Whoops. All I did was drop a card on the screen. Gosh. Go outside. I always like to do it at night, but that's just me. I have no earth in my chart, so I had to learn to connect with Mother Nature, and I have to actively pursue that. But most people, it's pretty easy. You just go out and you're barefoot in the earth and you bathe yourself, literally pantomime bathing. Do it nude if you can. Okay, I don't want to get a phone call like, "I need bail. I was nude in my front yard and my neighbors called the police." In this deeply symbolic story, a beautiful princess is born, but is cursed at birth. Her curse is an unusual one. She is weightless and floats high above all that is on the ground and must be gently guided about at all times on a string like a human kite. Interesting. She is also unable to grasp anything that is of complex or serious nature. She's not unintelligent, but it seems she is completely disinterested in anything that's deep or sad in any way. In some ways, she lacks empathy and the ability to relate as she floats above all, gliding about, looking at everything from far away, from in the air, laughing at the beauty of the sky and the clouds. She is separate, sweet, and hopeless. The only thing that can weigh her down for a time is water, the element associated with memory, death, and emotional maturity. Thus, one message of the tale and a message of this card is that it is through emotional experience, memory, and the intelligent and honest examination of the past and our psyche's awakening that we can develop compassion and empathy and true intelligence. When we have no ability to feel the heaviness of certain situations, we may have the benefit of escaping much that is painful, but we run the danger of becoming vacuous. I don't know how to say that word. Vacuous. Distant, literally airheaded, or quote unquote fluffy. If we choose to stay ungrounded and to focus only on ascension or being a light worker without acting in real grounded ways to help those around us, we can truly become cruel. We have power, as the princess does, but it must be grounded and brought to earth and lived out through the body in order to be useful and truly loving. In time, there is a happy ending for the Light Princess, but the ability to come down to earth does not mean she's no longer free. It means that she can finally relate, feel, and find true connection with others. Okay, so Monica, basically, escapism is making you completely ineffective. Okay. Paranormal Pixie is doing her hour-long show tomorrow, and don't forget, you have your class, right, Lara? So we got to get you in. She wants to know if you guys have any requests for what you would like her to discuss or what you guys want to talk about. Monica, escapism is making you ineffective, which means it's not a judgment again or an indictment. It just means that you're not handling things well. And we all go through this, right? Who handles everything well? I said it before, like 99.99% of the population. I'd go so far as say 100%. Okay. They don't have all of their poop together, right? I know social media makes it look like people are, doing well and perfect when really they're crying themselves to sleep at night and begging for someone to love them. at 40 years old. Just saying. Right? So you never know what a person's really going through. So before you run and hide or decide, I don't want to deal with this, like this is too much, I'm overwhelmed, get grounded, get reconnected. If you have a higher power, whether it be God, Jesus, the universe, goddess, yourself, this tissue, whatever it is, it could literally be anything. Come back down, find that balance, Monica, because you are risking floating away and becoming so disconnected that you're not going to be the same person anymore. But it's not going to be because you're a light worker or because you're ascended. It's going to be because you have brought yourself so far above everything in a way that you've actually now collapsed completely to the ground, if that makes sense. There are issues in your life that there's a lot going on that is very overwhelming. I can feel it. Like I can't breathe. My chest is tight. I look around and I'm like, oh my God, I can't deal with that right now. I don't even want to look at that. Please don't call me. Oh my God. Like just shutting down. And I get it. And I think we all get it. And we've all been there. And some of us are still there right now. But you have to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, honey, and get to work in handling these situations. Even if it means walking away from certain people, blocking them, ghosting them. I forgot to ask Layla and John if they wanted a reading, because I know they're all the way across the pond. If you guys are still here, let me know. It was so nice seeing you. I love when the oldies but goodies come in. Arnulfo, you too. If you're here and you're going to leave, let us know.
I was going to call her and she didn't answer.
That's okay. She usually pops in. She has a lot of health problems, and I'm not putting her out there. She told us that already herself. So, all right, who's next? Blue Crossroads?
Private chat. And next is Blue Crossroads.
Okay. Okay, so Lara has to go, Layla has to go, and yeah, so let's do them before we do Blue Crossroads because he's not here to listen. So
that's fine.
So Monica, with the flight or fight method, right? It's fight, flight, or freeze, and there's another F in there too. Okay, so fear, forget everything and run. Face everything and rise. Okay, that was my motto in recovery, and it still is. I love that saying. It's okay to disconnect every once in a while, and it's okay to walk away from certain people, places, and things. But I feel like you're doing it too much. Like you're not dealing with anything. And again, everyone does it, but this is major risk of depression and of having serious issues further down the line. People suffer from emotional and mental illness. People suffer from physical illness. But I believe personally, from what I know and what I've learned, most of it can all be traced back to a spiritual anomaly, a spiritual sickness. Okay, let's do Layla, and then we'll do Lara. Does that work?
Yep.
Layla and John. Okay, I'm going to use the Vampire Oracle for you guys. Should I just read for you both? I'm just going to read. I don't remember how we used to do this. I know, Monica, I know. And a lot of it you can walk away from, honey. You can. Fawn, thank you, multifaceted Jules. Can you pop that up in the thing? Pop her comment up. Honey, I just feel like some of it you have to deal with. Like you don't want to stop paying your rent because you don't feel like going to the bank and getting the money order. You know, things like that. Like you are at risk for, you know, hiding under your bed for the next 2 months. And I get it. Honey, I know, baby. I know it is. Believe me. Why don't you reach out to me so I can give you my phone number and we can speak privately? I have no problem with you guys contacting me. You know that. I'm here. I'm not just like a face on your computer screen or your phone or your TV. All right. Layla and Gaz, let's do this. Okay. Paranormal Pixie, you'll be next, baby girl. Thank you. So sweet. Nobility, honor, high standards, idealistic. Card number 42. I love these nails. They're a little bit longer than what I normally wear, but I love them. They're so awesome. There is something within you that we, the vampires, can recognize at this moment. We want you now to focus on it, recognize it, and acknowledge it. You have nobility. People, humans that is, are often confused by this word, feeling one must be from an old and aristocratic family to have any noble blood within them. But some of the most corrupt, indecent, and coarse humans and vampires have had aristocratic origins. You have shown nobility of spirit and action, and you have behaved in a manner which has drawn our attention. They are. Monica, yes. Oh, no, don't email me. Let Stephen put my email in the chat, okay? Do it now, though, so you don't forget. You have helped the helpless. Nobility is a sense of innate virtue or being able to do what is best and right within circumstances that would have been easier had we simply fallen into step with prevailing thinking. You have protected one who was weaker. You have spoken for the voiceless. You have been virtuous with no thought of reward. But this is the reward you do not ask for but deserve, for you are as a knight or lady in the most chivalrous of tales, and you have lived with grace and are becoming a more refined being with every passing day. Vampires, when we have learned to live beyond the instincts of our new nature gives us, can be noble creatures too, and we must fiercely fight to become so. And so we, who have lived according to a code of nobility, wish to honor you now and say you have done well. Accept the acknowledgement and know that the good deeds you have done so selflessly will ripple out into the world and make changes you may never see, but your soul will know you made all the difference to one who was helpless and to whom you gave your aid. We honor you, noble sir and noble lady. Crazy is talking like to two people. My nails are so soft, like I could bend them. This is a wonderful opportunity to do the very best that you can, which in turn will shift your vibration and attract wonderful new opportunities with honorable people to you. If you deny the nobility within you, it will become easy to go for the lowest option again and again. This will sully your soul. With this card's presence, you are asked to tune into that part of yourself that some of you call the higher self. You are being asked to do the right thing and do the best thing, even if it's not the most advantageous thing or the easiest thing. You are also being asked for a time to be of service and assistance for others and to give. No, we love you. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I got them all down to nubs, and this one is cracked fully in half down the middle. Okay. And Layla and Gaz, what this card is saying is you guys have done well. You are, like most of us, like giving is your love language. You are helpful. You're sweet. You're confident. You're, great parents. And I feel like this is in a way talking about your parenting, like the ripple effect, how amazing you guys are doing that it's going to have on the world through your children. I don't know why this is coming in. I never get messages like this. What it's also saying, though, is in the next week or two, you're going to have a decision to make. And I feel like it's going to be a really hard one because you're going to be asked to give something of yourself. I don't think it's money. I think it's either time or like, I don't know what it could possibly be. But there is a huge decision that you're going to have to give so selflessly that you may not ever even have considered it before. The universe is saying you have the power within you to help whoever this is or do whatever needs to be done without any thought for yourself. And because you're willing to do that, the universe is going to bless you with major abundance in the next month. So in the next week or two, if you get the opportunity to help someone or help with something, there's something here about charity, volunteering, giving, something like that. Just do it without question of what it's going to cost you physically, materialistically, and financially. And when you do, you're going to get everything back tenfold. All right, Paranormal Pixie. I'm going to use, for the Paranormal Pixie, okay, I was going to say Gothic Oracle, but I guess Shadow and Light works too. After Pixie, I'm just going to use the potty very quickly.
$2. That's what you charge me just to go out.
That's so messed up. I don't like that. You're so welcome. You guys are the best. I love spending this time with you. I really do. My turn. Why so serious, baby? Why do you look so surprised after you drove me crazy? You forgot that I am dangerous and even stronger than before. You forgot that you took my whole life, so now you owe me yours. You forgot to carry shame. You forgot that I'm insane. You forgot that karma's coming and she has your fucking name. Sorry. I'm feeling violent. Did you guys hear that song by Sky Dizzy? Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I'm locked inside an asylum and tonight I will escape. She's singing as Harley Quinn, which before Suicide Squad came out, my name on Facebook was Harley Quinn, and my YouTube name was going to be the name I modeled under, which is Harley Q Monroe. But Harley Quinn became so trendy, I just had to back off. It's an awesome song. She went off. Anyone who's feeling some type of way about their partner, go listen to it. It's from Sky Dizzy. I don't even know what it's called, but she's amazing. Okay. Interestingly enough, you got card number 15, the Mildew Fairy. Time to clean up. Right, Smooch? You know, she did that to say hi to her parents.
Say hi to her mother.
Why is it her mom?
Yeah.
Oh, Layla, thank you so much. She said that was amazing and bang on. So glad I did this. Thank you. You're brilliant. You guys are brilliant. Miss Lara, some things just look like they're yuck, but they're not. They're very good things, and they can be powerful and helpful when used in the right way. So if the Mildew Fairy turns up in your reading, it's time to check out what could be profoundly useful for you, which you may have dismissed. And this could be an aspect of yourself or an aspect of the environment you're in. It is very important not to try to hide this from yourself or to cover it up. The health of the situation rests upon the degree of openness you approach it with. The Mildew Fairy speaks. It always shocks me when people think something shouldn't be there. Like me, I grow naturally where it's warm and wet, and I love to show you what you may need to take care of. I can do wonderful things. I can be medicine. I can be a parasite too. But all the time, I'm showing you what's going on and what you need to change and whether the conditions are a little too steamy for you. If they are, you can freshen up your environment naturally. Don't clean or use harsh chemicals or bleaches, as you'll kill all that is helpful and good as well. You see, I turn up when something is unhealthy and you just aren't noticing or getting it yet. So be thankful for my presence and build a little algae or fungi pond in my honor, or treat yourself to some tasty mushrooms. They are all healthy ways to honor me, and do not step thoughtlessly into that fairy ring. It's all about me being in the right place. Don't ignore me. Right now, something really does need to be cleaned healthfully before it begins to actually affect you. Divination message. Think of ways to decrease stagnant moisture, which are stuck emotions, and increase airflow, fresh thinking, in your home and environment. When the Mildew Fairy comes to pay a visit, it's like things are a little stagnant, a little over-emotional, and that fresh new air and thoughts need to be brought in to clear the situation up. She can mean a fresh way of thinking or a fresh point of view or a release of emotions that could be pooling in one area. Her appearance never means covering it or covering it up. It means working with the environment you find yourself within. Behold, like the Mildew Fairy said, a little of her can be medicine and a great deal of her can be maddening. Where she turns up will tell you lots about what needs a fresh approach in your life. And if she is inside, lurking in cupboards or in the bathroom instead of decorating pebbles by a pond, you know that the presence of unhealthful energy needs to be addressed, not rationalized and not excused. And it should never be ignored. Whoa. Miss Lara, that was a pretty incredible message. Mike, welcome. Clap, thunder clap. Thunder thigh clap. Lara, what this is saying, and I think you understand, I feel like you're kind of getting it already, just with the book message, but this is saying that there's something that needs to be addressed. I do feel like there's a negative energy around you, possibly also an entity, but I don't feel like it's an attachment yet. It's lurking. So as I tell you guys, all of us have this opening up here, right? And when you have abilities, I can see a funnel. When you're a light worker, when you're an empath, it's just a light that beams out. And these dark energies, they just hover in the air. I see them everywhere. Other people that I know see them as well. And what they do is they look for someone who has little pieces of their light missing. And then they just kind of tornado in. That's how the attachments come in. Thanks, Mike. This is warning you of that. So Sage, I don't know, get a fairy garden, or perhaps start a garden, or if you already have a garden, make sure you tend to it. I would also literally look for places where mold might be growing. Like RJ's closet always has black mold. We always have to scrub it. I don't know why it goes in there. I think there's a hole in the roof, but things like that. So make sure that if there is anything that you're not addressing with someone, whether it be something big or something small. I said it before. If you know someone that's a drunk and you can't stand them when they drink because they're abusive and they're just not a good person, confront them. There's going to be an awkward moment. My Wi-Fi is going wonky, guys. Sorry. There may be an awkward moment where everyone's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she said that. But you know what? The universe is telling you that that's what you need to do. And maybe that's what that person needs to hear. Maybe someone is not acting out of integrity and it's bothering you. This is the time for you to get that out, okay? With love and kindness, which I know you would never be purposefully cruel. So just keep that in mind. Fairy gardens do have a purpose, and even in my book, Missing the Fae Theory, the first book I wrote, I do warn against them. I warn against garden gnomes. I warn against it because it could be a draw. I didn't even use Elf on a Shelf until I did the research and understood their magic. Now I have a beautiful fairy garden. Steven sent me most of the stuff, but you can get them at the dollar store. And whenever I send a box out, I put a little gnome in there. Well, I used to. Now they're going in my garden. But you're so welcome. They could be an attraction to the wrong type of fae. They could be offended. Like, I would love a Gemma on the shelf. Like, I want you guys wearing shirts with my picture. Like, I'm sorry. I do have a little bit of an ego. But I think that's more where I come from. I'm like, wow, I can't believe where I am. So if you want to start a fairy garden, be very careful. I know Lara knows the magic and she knows what it's about and she knows the milk and honey and the sugar and the whiskey. But I'm always here to help, guys. My first book was about how fairies are possibly abducting people in the missing 411 phenomenon. They're just one part of it. But the research was extensive, like it always is for my books. And speaking of which, I got to get that BEK book in. So yeah, Lara, there's definitely something that is remaining unsaid. Who's next?
Blue Crossroads.
Guys, let me use the little girl's room. I'll be right back. Ghost dragons can regale you with tales.
Well, see, I'll tell you this thing about Gem. Oh, yeah, I could. No, I'm not going to do it. They are good, but you can also lure in some bad. Excuse me. When I sent those to Gemma, it was funny because I kept making fun that they were getting out of the box and causing havoc in the hotel. I think they were kind of. So they could go hang out at the fairy garden now. Yeah, I'm a hard-headed dragon. Yeah. Well, it's a little crazy here. We got all our stuff back in like 2 days. That's why I wasn't staying at the hotel, because I used my room as an overflow. But man, yes, I'll give you one, Bat Mom. When you're up, I'll make sure I put one in for you, okay? But that's why I didn't stay at the hotel a little extra, was because my room was overflow. But you don't realize how much stuff you really got until somebody brings it all back to you. Man. Whew. And then on top of that, we had some issues. Stuff is missing. Collectibles broken. It's going to be not a good thing when we have our final meeting. You're welcome, Bat Mom. More than happy to do it. I know you're having internet problems, so it's good. But other than that, we're getting settled in. And that's what I can tell you about Gemma. Oh, hi.
I feel so bad for Pop because, like he said, like, can you imagine 50 some odd years worth of stuff? You're 90 years old and now nothing's there. Like, it's there. But like, I've lived in this house for 5 years and I can't imagine coming home and everything's just boxed up and moved and gone.
Well, when he came home and saw everything back in
my case, I'd probably be throwing a party.
Well, the biggest thing has been his brother, before he passed, made a long mule train, a wagon train. You know those old plastic cowboys and stuff that you used to get in those bags? He made this mule train with them, and it was so cool. back in the 50s or 60s when he made it for it, and my dad got it. Now it's gone. So we don't know if they threw it away, but he is living because that was handmade.
I just want to make sure that Pixie sees Darling Deb. I'd suggest fairy gardens as a topic. Lara, just know you can come on and talk about whatever you want. I would love to hear about your trip. You don't have to talk about that during stream. And you also can go as long as you need to, because if you wanted to go longer than an hour, you could just tell Ghost Dragons, and if he had something to do, he could always just come back and turn you off. I'm going to give you the keys because you can give up to 5 keys. It's just me and Steven right now. I will give you the key so you can get in and run your own stream. So if you were like bored on a Tuesday night, like Gems, I'm going to go live, I'd be good with that. That's perfectly fine. I trust you wholeheartedly.
I don't mind watching in the background. That way, if she has any problems, there's somebody there to help her.
Yeah, don't forget my wrenches. Y'all are here for a reason, but I'm so blessed and grateful, thank goodness, that we do not really ever have to use them.
Actually, I'm really a troll. Blue Crossroads.
You said that already. Sorry.
Yes. I'm a troll that got sneaky and got involved.
Blue Crossroads needs the Vampire Oracle. Well, you and I actually first really started speaking when you sent me the encounters.
Yeah. Well, we spoke in chat because you always kind of...
Well, yes, but I mean, like, when we really started... Do you know that when you sent me those encounters, I thought you were like a 25-year-old man? And then you sent me video encounters because you have to understand, I connect with people's energy. Right. Even through a text message or hearing their voice, I don't connect with what they actually look like until I see them. So to me, most of you guys have such young, spirited energy that I don't, when you guys say like, I'm 66, I'm like, oh my God, like I thought you were 30. I literally thought Monica was a 19-year-old girl. Monica, I see you. All right. Swings and
that video, I was in bad shape that week. That's why you got the video instead of the email.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I was surprised, not negatively or probably. I was just like, wow. Oh, wow.
Look what happened. Now we talk every day.
It's like uncomfortable when we don't. Like if I text you and you're busy, I'm like today, I was like, starting to get nervous. Yeah. Darling Deb, I think you already told me your age, but most of you I see between the 25 and 35 age range. So when you guys go higher than that, like Shelly has an older energy, which again isn't a bad thing. It's just a thing. I hope she's okay because she's normally in here. But yeah, like I was thinking like a 25 to 30-ish age range with you until you told me like Mike I see as a 25-year-old guy. Yeah. And Monica, when you said that, I was floored. I was like, but it's not really that it's off because I'm connecting with the right thing. I'm connecting with your vibe. That's one of the things I love about being me is there you go. And Edna is,
I'm 12.
It is, being able to see people at a soul level. It's a whole different concept of beauty, to be honest with you. Like, it's just so different for me than I know for most people. Like if I walk outside, I'll see layers of dirt, which is just bad negative energy. If someone got into a fight or someone got into a car accident, forget the spirits, the energy that lingers. It's like wearing dark sunglasses sometimes. I was very off on you, Smoochie. Yes, I was. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry, what?
I was just going to say, I'm 12 because I still have all my toys. I play with them more than little kids do.
It used to be when I didn't wear makeup, I think up until like 3 or 4 years ago, before I gained some weight, like I was 85 pounds. I didn't wear makeup. I literally looked, my dad would even call me, everyone would call me the 12-year-old boy. I was stick figure thin. I had no chest. I had no butt. I was 85 or 86 pounds. My hair was all long and scraggly. I had the drug bags under my eyes. I looked like a 12-year-old boy. Blue Crossroads. The vampires speak. For many beings, the reality of death seems to be the ultimate cruelty. The vampire that steals the life from so many and without, it seems, any order or reality. For death, it Death, it is true, visits us all, whether we are young or old, or healthy or suffering. For all of us, beast and beauty, there is a time for the end to come. But there are angels of death appointed by the universe to help us move from one side to the next, and to avoid staying in between without moving on, without transforming, or with transforming, sorry. For the soul who dies well, who has a good death, there is a transformation through the realms that divide the living from the dead. For this to take place, the angel of death does not only come to assist the soul, but they assist with the ones left behind. And what comforts those who remain on the earth are rites, ways to say goodbye, honorings and reverence, and memories and mirth. It may be time for you to consider those who have gone from you or who may go, and know how you would honor them and remember them and send them on their way. What rites will you prepare once to help carry the soul into the arms of the angel of death? Consider what will comfort you when you are on your way too. No, it is not morbid to contemplate the ending of this mortal time for you. There is so much beyond the last breath, that last glimpse of light of the sun, so the angel of death assures us. But her job is to stay in the borderlands. She knows little of heaven, for it's just a memory. She knows of humans and the creatures of the earth and their souls, and of taking them across the veil. If you are deeply grieving and in pain, this card signals that you will soon receive divine support, relief, and assistance. Wills and legal documents may be about to enter your life when this card comes to you. Consider, too, the legacy you will leave when you have departed. Consider the well-being of the animals and plants, your library, your keepsakes, your little treasures. Begin the journey of safeguarding those now. They will not matter to you beyond this life, it's true. Not as they do now, not in the same manner. As you enter your next lifetime, they may not even be recalled at all. They most likely won't be. But those who you may leave will know them and know you through them. Let yourself live on, and know who will keep your memory bright as a candle and will look from time to time and be glad and be able to send messages of comfort, blessing, honoring the ones we have loved and who we have left. And who have left can be a beautiful way to come to terms with their absence, and a way to help their soul make the transition to their new life beyond the veil. Evidence of life beyond death. Curse, feeling that death is final and losing hope in the purposes of life, trapped by grief. Working with this card, it's time to work with any fear you may have around death and dying, and transform this through preparation, contemplation of your legacy, and considering the interactions you've had with deceased loved ones. Blue Crossroads. Okay, I know you're grieving in your own way. You're not trapped by grief, and that's okay. We never should be trapped by grief. I've had many people die throughout my lifetime, and I didn't shed a tear for any of them until Damien's father died in January of 2022. That was hard. But it's not because I didn't care about my aunts and uncles, my 20-year-old nephew who passed away of cancer. It's not that I didn't care about those people. It's just that I knew that they were beyond. And I always come off as cold and heartless, which is why I don't like funerals, you know. Blue Crossroads, this message is coming across. It's 2 or 3-fold. The first thing I'm getting is you honored Shauna well. She's showing you, she's telling you now through me, through the card, that she's very grateful, but she wants, I don't know, there's something that's going on that she's like, Are you honoring me? I think you can put her at ease. Light a candle for her. Okay, Blue Crossroads, light a candle for Shauna. You've done everything. Like, not saying you're not, grieving well, not saying, I'm just saying she would like you to, I see a candle, I see a mantle. I don't know what your house looks like, but there's like a shelf or she wants a candle there, okay, and light it and talk to her. She wants to communicate with you, and you're not open enough for it. We're getting you there. Our private conversations, the conversations we have in chat, like you're very open, or very much more open than you were when you first started coming in here. But you need to open up a little more because she's trying to communicate with you and you're not seeing it. Secondly, this is about making sure that, and this doesn't have to do with death. It's just a strange message that you're not being taken advantage of, that someone is not using you as a backup person. Like, oh, it'll be okay if this doesn't work out because I've got Blue Crossroads. You have that hero thing about you. You're a savior. Steven is one too. A lot of the men in here are going to be that way. They'll never hit a woman. They will respect and honor their wives. It's just kind of like what you guys do. It's like unheard of, like who does that to their wife, things like that. I feel like someone is using you though, or not. I don't even know if they're doing it on purpose, but it's like, okay, I'll just call Blue Crossroads now. Oh, who am I talking to, honey? Blue Crossroads. You know, because like this person, like, don't get sucked into someone else's marital issues, someone else's jealousy. And because I'm seeing someone, here's how I'm seeing it, and I'll try to make this quick. As someone like wanting your stuff, someone taking. That doesn't mean you're going to be robbed, and that doesn't mean someone is looking to steal from you. It means that somebody is looking at you as like a way out, as someone who can give them more, but not in like, oh my God, I'm so in love with this guy, I can't wait to be with him. This person is more like, oh, I can raise up in status and get rid of this low life. I don't want no scrubs. I could just move in with Blue Crossroads because he's going to respect me and love me no matter what I do. The advantage taking. They do not smoochie. Mm-mm. They don't have a gastrointestinal tract.
Darling Deb.
Darling Deb, I'm going to use the Goddess Oracle, the newest deck. The Shadow and Light Oracle that I bought, the other new deck, I like it, but it's one of the ones I put in like the little bit more mystical. So there are the witchy decks that I only read, or I try to only read for the witches in my life. And then there are the decks that are a little more mystical. Like, I try to think of where you're at on your spiritual journey when I pull a deck for you. When I pick a deck and pull a card for you. So that's why I know it's not me picking, you know. Spirit can, not ghosts, but spirit can taste food through you. So if you had an uncle who loved Heineken, beer, when you crack a Heineken and say their name, they can come and taste. It's not anything that they need. They don't need sustenance, but it gives them pleasure. You're very welcome. Yeah, I think these messages are going to do well for you, honey. Bridget, Creative Spark, card number, these numbers are so weird looking. Look at that. 8. But you did get it in the reverse, but that's okay. That's not always, people think reverse is like so bad. It's not like tarot where reverse is always the opposite. A lot of the time, like the upward in this is enlightenment and the shadow is alignment. So it's not like it's anything terrible. That's why I say shadow instead of reverse, because reversal in tarot usually means not so good. Sometimes you get into a creative slump and you feel frozen in midair, unable to move in any direction. Perhaps you are unsure of the next step with someone new, or a project becomes a looming behemoth in your mind, or you can't think of anything to say in a social moment. Maybe you think all your best ideas have come and gone. Bridget offers you the alignment task of moving your attention away and remembering what it was like when you were little, when you finger painted and drew stick figures and played with your pals in the sandbox or on the playground. What moved you and lit you up then is the same creative spark that can move you now. Deb, playful curiosity is what's called for. Don't take yourself or your current condition too seriously. It's time to be free from the burden of expectation you've set upon yourself. Don't try so hard. The triple goddess of the hearth, the forge, and the inspiration that brings all her aspects together to help you sparkle and shine. So, what this is saying, Deb, is you're overwhelmed. Not all of it is necessarily bad. It could be like, oh my gosh, like I don't, it's not all bad. What Bridget is saying, though, is you have to take a step back because you're making mountains out of molehills in your mind. That doesn't mean you're physically causing fights or arguments. It just means in your mind, these issues that you're having, there are huge issues. Don't get me wrong, to our human part. But our spiritual part is saying, what is she worried about? Of course, this is going to happen for her. Of course, we're going to give this to her. Of course, she deserves this. But the more you worry, the more spirit's like, she's not ready for it. She's not expecting it. I feel like you have an expectation, not of failure, but of lack. Like, maybe like expecting the bare minimum because you're afraid to kind of live large in your mind. And the universe is saying, you know what, take a little time out. Maybe you can't take a whole week or two, but do something you used to do. Go dance in the rain. All right. Go play with dolls. Go to see a silly B-rated scary movie. Like, do something And I also feel like this is a time in the next week or two for a real connection with your spouse. Maybe play a game with them of like never have I ever, or something silly and a little bit romantic, right? This is just a time for you that you're growing and you're becoming more aligned. But I feel like there's a part of you, your humanness is scared of everything that's happening. And until you can let go of that fear, you're going to stay stuck and stagnant in that energy. So even if and when you get what you want, it's not going to be as amazing and as much as it could be if you weren't so worried about it and focused on it. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You need to, I know you need it. So obviously you have to think about it, but let go as much as you can and distract yourself. And I promise you, as soon as you genuinely do that, it's all going to work out like poof, like magic. I know it's hard. Trust me. My lesson right now is not reacting and only focusing on things I can control. So if something happens that really upsets me and hurts me, but I have no control over it, like asking the person to stop doing it and they say, yup, yeah, and okay, but then they continue doing it, I can't control that. So I have to stop focusing on that. I have to stop thinking I can make people come around to loving me and being proud of me. And I noticed, and I got to stop worrying about money. So I noticed the more I stop worrying about those things, the better I feel and the more abundance comes into my life. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I really do appreciate it when you guys tag me on social media, share out the video. I know some of you don't do that because it gets a little private. I totally get it. But awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. My subscriber count is slowly rising. It keeps going from 17 to 20, like 2000, I don't know, 2117, something like that. But it goes from 17 to 20 and back again for like the past 2 months. I'm hoping the interview with Dave will blow me up a little bit more. You guys are amazing. Big fat American gypsy wedding lately, and it's making me want to clean, so that helps. I'm one of those people that cleans when I'm upset. Like if you hear me scrubbing the counters, something is really bothering me. Maybe try a sage too, darling Deb. And if you don't have any, there is one coming in the gift box, but I'm not going to be able to mail that till next week. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's all right. I didn't want to interrupt you. As I always say, you fix the things you can and let go of the things you can't.
It's very hard to do,
Yeah,
but once you learn how to do it, it just becomes second nature and your life becomes so much easier. Smoochie, I'm not surprised. We have a lot in common. Is Arisha still here? I hope she didn't leave without a reading. Then please sage. That's sage everything and then sage yourself. If your husband would be into it, have him sage you. It's easier with another person because you can get your entire body. If he's not, that's okay. Don't force him. If he would let you sage him, just bring clean, clear, and fresh energy into your fresh marriage. Start it off well. I am your girl, baby.
Jade the Bat Mom.
All right, Bat Mom. I got the Divine Circus in my hand for some reason, so... Okay, Arisha's still here. Good.
Yeah.
Darling Deb, I am a control freak. I'm a control freak at heart. It's very hard for me to be in a situation where I have no voice and I have no say, like, in anything. Nothing. I have no say. But what I do have say in is me, how I dress, how I respond, how I speak, and the things that I do. And if I know I'm doing the right thing, then at the end of the day, I have to be okay with that. I know that I've tried everything. I know that, there's nothing I wouldn't give to be respected and honored and even cared for just a tiny bit every once in a while would be great. But I don't think I'm going to get that. So that's something I have to accept. We all do. Mike, if you live, I wish all of you lived like near me. Bat Mom, you got the Red Countess, card number 21. There is something that you felt, sensed, heard, or realized this truth more than once. Even if others see or feel differently, you just know what you know, even if you don't quite know how you know it. Batman, we've talked about this a lot. When the red countess appears, she is reminding you of what you know, no matter how convincingly someone, or even yourself, might be able to talk you out of it for a little while. The truth always returns to be dealt with eventually. This is not meant to be a warning. It's meant to be a reassurance, an encouragement to be bold and act on what you feel. Give your truths value, Batmom. Hold your feelings and insights in high enough esteem to pay attention to them. Guys, I want everyone to listen to this message. To give yourself time to process what you think, feel, and sense. Know that they are worth acting on, even if that action just means to trust more and stop worrying. If you cannot figure out what your inner truths are, or you feel confused by conflicting thoughts and feelings torn between head and heart, then you are in a state of information overload. You need to switch off, discharge some excess mental and emotional energy, and take a break. If a device was overheating, you would switch it off and let it cool down, lest it burst into flames and be beyond repair. Treat your brain, your nervous system, your body, your mind with the same good sense. Unplug for a few moments at least. Give yourself some time out from the crazy noise and constant distractions of the world so you can get in touch with what is true for you. If you have a vision or feeling about someone or something you're uncertain about, Red Countess confirms the accuracy of your insight. Trust yourself and then choose to act from your truth. Batmom, like, we know at least one situation that this is about and at least one person. I'm sorry, I mind probed him. I picked all around in his mind, and I did not like what I saw. And you know this. And I believe that you do speak this truth. Now I feel that there could be something else at play here. And I feel like whether it's the situation with you know who or not, I feel like someone is kind of turning your mind away from something that you know. So for example, I'm not saying it's happening. Say your significant other is cheating and you just know it, but you have no proof to present. So you guys go out on a really romantic date and he's so convincing, like, I just love you. I would never do that. So you're conflicted because your intuition is telling you that this is happening. You know it, but you just can't accept it because, I mean, who behaves that way when they're cheating? You know what I mean? Like, how do you look someone in the eye and tell them you love them and spend all this money on them and make love to them, but knowing that you were with someone else, yesterday? That's what people like us, normal human beings with feelings, can't comprehend those types of actions. So it may make you think that what you're feeling is wrong, but I promise you the heart is the biggest deceiver and the mind comes in a close second. Stop overthinking, take a step back, look at the situation for what it is, and then speak your truth if that's what you feel you need to do. You don't need proof. You know what I wouldn't give for, like, if I was like, I think you're cheating on me, to hear, I would never do that, I love you, instead of, you're crazy. Yep. It hurts. I know it hurts. It hurts when someone confuses what you know. I'm not saying I'm being cheated on. I'm just saying I know that if I were to accuse my husband, he would not reassure me. He would just tell me I'm nuts and walk off. Ooh, right. A rotisserie. Num, 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 num. Who's that?
Melissa Nicole, are you still here, hon? Miss Bacon.
If Miss Bacon isn't here, just put her to the side. Depending how I'm feeling at the end, we can give her a timestamp.
Okay. Then do Arisha.
Miss Arisha. I'm going to use the Fairy Tale Oracle. I need some water. This is my last hint, except for the pineapple. I don't like that one, but RJ does, so I give it to him. Guys, please don't forget, if you can, I don't want to be pushy. I was also accused of that 2 weeks ago. PayPal and CashApp donations, always appreciated. Super chat, super sticker, I get at the end of the month. I am planning a birthday party. RJ is going to be 5 in July. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I'm going to get one from you of pictures of me, my mom, and my son, of RJ, and like my kid. Like, I've got a bunch of pictures that I want to give you to do a blanket for her birthday, which isn't until July, but I'm going to get the pictures together. Because we just lost my stepdad last year, so I think it would be nice. She really loved the blanket. She wears the shirt. I told her as soon as she wears it again, she's got to take a picture. We're going to both wear our Pennywise tank tops in twin. All right, Arisha, let's see what it is. The cat, hello. Nice to see you. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. The Goose Girl. Ooh, it is the card of theft. Card number 15. This is also one we don't see a lot, so. Guys, this one is 3 pages long. Yeah, Batmom, you didn't know? Pennywise is my future ex-husband. She sends me all kinds of Pennywise stuff. Yeah, I love him. He replaced Michael. All right, Arisha, this is 1, 2. Oh my gosh. So it's all of this and all of this. So, oh, Melissa, you're going to be next. I already pulled for Arisha. We can talk about that, Divine Empathic. I had a feeling. That's why I said we definitely need to speak privately. Okay, Arisha, a young princess sets out on a long journey to marry a prince. Her mother, a widowed queen, gives her only daughter a protective charm, 3 drops of her own royal blood upon a snow-white handkerchief, and a golden goblet from which to drink. The princess will take this journey upon her beloved horse, the wondrous Falada, who has an extraordinary talent. He can talk. She is to be accompanied by her maidservant, and so the 2 women, one royal, one a servant, set out upon the journey to destiny. After hours of travel, the castle is far behind them. Thirsty, the princess asks the servant to fetch her water in the golden cup, but the maidservant tells her shortly to go get it herself. She will not give the princess the golden goblet, so the queen's daughter cups her hands in the flowing water of the river and drinks. While leaning over, 3 drops of blood somehow speak, sighing that if her mother knew how she was being treated, her heart would be broken. A second time, the princess stops and asks for water. Again, the servant refuses. The princess, shocked, drinks again from the stream, and again her mother's charm sighs, speaking of how wrong this treatment is and to beware. The princess is so shocked at the warning, she tumbles forward into the stream, and the handkerchief with her mother's blood and her magical protection is lost. With the golden goblet in the keeping of the maid, the blessing of the mother lost, and the maid makes her move and demands the princess strip and swap clothes with her. She explains that she's going to be the princess. She will marry her intended, and if the princess speaks a word, the maid will kill her. She forces her to swear an oath of silence that she will never speak to another person of this hideous crime. The princess, disabled by her own gentleness and sheltered life, obeys and agrees, and so begins her life as a servant, and ultimately as the goose girl in the kingdom she was once meant to rule over. This story seems a simple one of true identity and injustice. It also seems to be about, at its heart, overcoming intimidation and restoration. But this tale is also deeply magical. The charm given to the princess is one of the most potent of fairy tale symbols. The river is the place where her true self is lost, and from that point forward, she is no longer able to speak her truth to a single other human being. The loss of the protection of her mother is the catalyst for change within this tale, and we lose who we are, our ancestral link, our stories, our connection to place and to land and to blood. We are lost, and our identity can be taken, and we can be bullied and intimidated into giving up our power, even to giving up our true selves. And so the maid takes the goblet, takes the princess's horse, the noble Falada, and then she takes her destiny. The prince is fooled, for he sees only the maid's fine garments and her pretty face. But the old king can see the young quote-unquote servant's dignity, beauty, and grace. Even so, the false princess has Falada's head cut off, so he cannot share the truth with anyone, and she hangs his head over the gates of the castle to remind the goose girl of what her fate will be if she speaks out against the false princess. Each day, she tends the geese, combs out their hair, golden strands flying in the breeze, and speaks with Falada's head beneath the gates of the castle, sharing her burdens and fears. Their friendship continues even in death. The king sees her speaking with Falada, and even though she refuses to share with him what it is she spoke of, he convinces her that she must share her tale with an iron stove, a place of ironclad safety where no soul will ever hear her. Her story spills out her heartbreak over the murder of Falada, the golden cup, the loss of her mother's gift, and how ashamed she is of letting both her mother and her deceased father down. The king, now aware of the deception, asks the false princess what she would do should someone steal a true princess's identity, slaughter a magical beast, steal a mother's charm, and deceive a prince and a king. The false princess declares that she would send this person rolling down a steep hill, trapped within a barrel, studded with the sharpest of nails. The king declares this to be her fate, frees the goose girl, and restores her to her royal status. This may seem to be a tale about a bitter servant and a weak princess, but it is, at its heart, about protective magic and magical beasts, about appearances and truths, and about identity and generational truth. Woo! There is a rich vein of symbolism in this beautiful tale, and so when this card comes through, know that someone extremely honorable has been wronged, Arisha. Know that, and their work, their special signature has been stolen from them. The truth must come out. If any have stolen or taken what belongs to you, metaphorically or actually, from you, it shall be restored to its rightful owner. It also speaks of how the cruelty a malevolent and jealous soul wishes upon an innocent other will only return to them. There will be a balance, and there will be a reckoning. Again, the strong connection with nobility exists beyond death. Falada's magic continues. It cannot be killed, nor can the truth. Justice will be served. Allies continue to do their work on your behalf, and even when the protection of parents vanishes and your own integrity and nature will see you through, truth pours forth, and the old king, wise and perceptive, hears all her words and knows the truth for himself for the first time. She may have lost her status, but her nature was still noble. After 3 days of tending the geese, her story becomes known. The false princess is punished cruelly after choosing the punishment for herself, and the prince learns wisdom and how easily fooled he was. Falada stays half within this world and half within another, and the princess does not forget what it is to be left out, and is a kind and fair queen in her turn. Bam! I am. I forgot to bring a full Red Bull upstairs. It's okay, though. Arisha, I don't know if this has already happened, but, like, I feel like there's a couple things, but the first thing that's definitely coming through strong is that somebody either took credit for something you did or someone is looking to do that. So be very careful who you talk to about, like, your business, especially. I don't know why I see someone, like, picking through your stuff, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to take things from you, but they are looking to take credit. They're jealous, they're spiteful, they feel left out in the cold, like they had an idea but you did it so much better. You have a lot of jealous energy around you, but I feel like it's all coming from like one or two people. You may know who they are, you may not. In the next 2 weeks, if you don't, it will be revealed to you. Keep your guard up and just know that you don't have to fight. You don't have to react angrily. You can be angry, and you probably will be. You'd be pissed. I would be, if this energy was coming into me. But what I will say is that you don't even have to acknowledge it, really, because the universe is like, don't worry, we're on it. Keep doing what you're doing. Many already doing it. Yes, the universe is saying, if it's possible for you, don't even acknowledge it. Just go about your business, because you're doing amazing. And your brother, I believe you just mentioned a brother, and I kind of wish you hadn't, because this would be more authentic to the people who always try to call me out, is with you. It's either a brother or brother type figure that you lost, and they're with you. Like the thing you said about the blanket in the hearse, they see that. They're here acknowledging that. Okay. And I usually don't bring people through, but the message was so long, I figured why not? So you're doing the right thing. You're on your destiny path. Like you're on your charted path. Everything that was written. Okay. So keep going. Do not be thrown off, but protect your things. Like literally lock your things up so no one steals them, but also protect your ideas and your integrity. I feel like there's people that's going to say that like you're not doing a good job. You know, they just want to see you fail because they're down here and you're elevating quickly. You all used to be here, right? Vibing. Now all of a sudden you're all the way up here, elevated, doing your own thing. There's no way you can vibe with them anymore. Yeah, I'm getting a little tired, but I'm okay. If I actually had to shut down, I really would. It happened last week too, and Smoochie was like, your fake eyelashes. I'm like, I don't wear fake eyelashes. That's the filter. Blue Crossroads, welcome back. Your reading is a pretty good one, actually. And your card looks like this. Who's next? Let's bang these out. How's the dog? Yeah, and I didn't even think of that.
Yep. Musa. Nicole. Means making.
Melissa, I am going to use the Wild Woman Oracle. Yeah, I have to pull Smoochie's second card. Thank you for reminding us, because I want to
got it written down, so.
Get a little more information on that. We still have Mike J. We still have Vixen at least. I'm sure there's a couple more. You're welcome, Marisha. And, you know, if you ever need to talk, Lotus knows. She'll send me like this ginormous text just to vent, and, you know, I get back to her when I can, but just I'll be an outlet if you need somebody to vent to or talk to. And if you need me to get back to you, of course I will. All right, Melissa. Home at last, the card of aloneness. Interesting. Card number 35. Melissa, what have you been afraid or hesitant to do by yourself, even though you know it will help you achieve a greater level of self-respect and independence? New Englander Rhodey, absolutely, baby. Melissa, if you have been fearful of venturing out solo, whether this entails living alone, leaving a relationship that has run its course, or taking up an entrepreneurial pursuit, you are being assured that a season of greater aloneness and independence is exactly what your soul needs right now at this time. Embrace being in your own company and take full responsibility for your own contentment and your own fulfillment. In our modern culture, aloneness is often thought to be synonymous with loneliness, but nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, some of the times in our lives when we have most been surrounded by others may have been some of the loneliest. We may come from a large family, be in a room full of people, or have many followers on social media, yet not feel truly seen, heard, or appreciated. Tell me about it. To be alone, however, is to be fully comfortable and content in one's own company and to get to know ourselves on a much deeper level. Melissa, a woman reads in the wee hours of the night in solitude, accompanied only by the sounds of her purring cat, the crackling fire, the wind howling outside her window, and the faint tick-tock of the clock. On the pages of the open book on the floor is a quotation from Charlotte Bronte's novel Jane Eyre. Quote, "I can live alone if self-respect and circumstances require me to do so. I need not sell my soul to buy bliss. I have an inward treasure born with me, end quote. Which symbolizes the decision this woman has made to live alone for the first time, as opposed to living in the company of another who made her compromise her self-respect and made her feel truly lonely." Dude, need I say more? What happened? There's no way. I knew it. I knew it. And I should have said it. I should have said it. Sorry, I hate when I do that. I was afraid to say there's going to be death. I was afraid to say it with your reading. I swear to God I was going to say, but I didn't want to scare you and put that out there into the universe. I flippin' knew it. You got the death rights card. I'm so sorry. That's probably what Shauna was showing me with the animals, being with the animals. I actually can. It's preferred to get the person's permission, but under certain circumstances, I will privately read for someone upon request. If the person is not in a good energy and they could be hurting somebody, then absolutely, I will mind probe them and I will read for them. So Melissa, yeah, this is so obvious. Like, you don't have to be an oracle to understand what this is saying. You have got to get out. If it's fear of being alone or being unloved or, you know, having to sleep by yourself at night, honey, you're going to realize there's joy in those things after everything you've been through. When you can make your own decisions, when you don't have to consider the narcissist or the abusive, toxic person in your life anymore. When you don't have to feel bad for having a different opinion or saying the wrong thing. Honey, I know every type of abuse. I've been through it all. You're struggling and you're hurting, and I understand the trauma bond, but how many weeks in a row are we going to do this? And I'm not judging you. I just wish you were closer so I can come and pull you the heck out of there. You are dying. You are drowning. You have to get out. Oh my gosh, the whole time, I don't know if you guys saw like my face, like I was getting pale. I was getting like really shaky during that reading, and it's because death was here, and I just couldn't bring myself to say it, especially to Blue Cross Roads. Like there's no way I was saying it. Love, honey, if you need someone to talk to, you've got my number. Who's next, hun? You're on mute. Cricket, 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 cricket.
Vixen Doe, because Jilly Doom's not answering.
Okay, she said she was tired, but I didn't offer a timestamp because
I tried to tell her she was only 4 away.
If we have time, I'll do one for her. I just don't know how I'm going to be feeling when death kind of comes into the room. It really it's scary. Like we think of death as the figure of the Grim Reaper. It's so much more than that. The energy is so incredibly powerful. It's like draining because it's the opposite of the source and the life force that I pull in normally. So, the cat, all I'll say is I know I will be okay if that ends up being my destiny for now. Like I love going out to dinner by myself. I take myself to the movies if I could. When I drove, I did everything alone. Damien's father, he was the type of guy that would be like 3 hours late, and he told me he was late because he ran into a burning building and saved some kids, but that he's not going to be acknowledged for it because he chose to remain anonymous. So how could I be mad at him for being late when he saved kids? Like it was that type of stuff. So I was alone a lot of the time. Plus he was in and out of rehab. Okay.
Vixen
Doe. Vixen Doe, man. I'm sorry, what?
I just told Blue I was sorry.
I am going to use the Moonology manifestations. Yeah, but it's like a sweet cigar. It's weird. It's like cigar, but like honey. There's no way. Oh my God.
That's what you're freaking out about, right?
She just blew my mind. Are you kidding me? I had you at 30 years old. You guys amaze me. You guys amaze me. Oh, the cat, you're so lucky. Yeah, Melissa, you have to take a stand. I'm lecturing you, girl. If I were giving you advice, which I'm not, but it would be the same thing. But I know how hard it is. I know what it is. But I am telling you with 100 million thousand bajillion percent certainty, that the minute he is no longer in your orbit, you are going to thrive and you are going to look back and be like, gosh darn, why did I wait so long out of fear? It's okay. So good. Get that crap out of there because that energy is going to stick around, and understand that he's going to start creeping. He's going to start, playing the good guy bit. Do not fall for it, please. If you feel like you're going to fall for it, call me instead. Yeah, Melissa. And again, I'm not judging you, honey. I get it. I've stayed in abusive relationships. One of them I stayed in for 5 years and ended up in a basement and pregnant. So I get it. I'm not judging you. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, like your energy is so young. Okay, Vixen Doe. Right, in her 30s. I'm thinking like this young girl in the prime of her life. But you know what? You have a young spirit that still is in the prime of your life. God bless you. And if you don't believe in God, just bless you. Okay, so you got new moon in Cancer. It is time to relax, girl. New moon in Cancer. There it is. I love this card too. This card holds divine feminine energy, and drawing it strongly suggests that goddess energy is on your side. Relax. You and your loved ones are being looked after. Whatever your heart holds dearest is safe and well. This may not be the time to charge at what you want, so think about whether you can approach it from another angle or not. If someone in your life needs you, nurture them. Nurture and be gentle with yourself too. Your diet may need improving for your own well-being. This card is a good omen for family issues, house moves, sales and or purchases, or someone or something that needs protection. Spend time with people you love and who love you. Develop a thicker skin, Vixen Doe. Cherish what you have, and you'll have more to cherish. Your manifestation affirmation for this week: when I nurture myself, life nurtures me back. I like that. Cherish what you have, and you'll have more to cherish. Lookum Spookum, what's up, yo? Vixen Doe, this is saying, honestly, relax, take a break. Really think about what you're going to do next. I feel like you still have some of these icky, gross energied people in your orbit. And maybe you either aren't really thinking about getting rid of them, you're like so used to them being there, or you just don't know how. The universe is saying, take a step back, get out and have some fun, or unplug, do what you like to do. If you want to lay underneath your window and watch the rain while you read a book, whatever it is, dance naked in the rain, run through the streets mooning people, honey, go do it. Do what you enjoy and what you love, okay? At least for the next week. And once you're done, once you laugh and you get those real belly laughs that are so contagious and you're feeling really good, that's when it's going to hit you. Like, oh my gosh, so-and-so isn't around, and look how much fun I've been having. Look how much more at peace I am. Look at how much more content I am. You have to do this. You have to take time for yourself. It doesn't matter if you feel like your plate is full. You have to. Melissa, I was shocked. I didn't expect you to actually send the picture, but I'm glad you did. She sent me a picture of her boyfriend cheating with like the crypt keeper, and I don't mean to be but I was like, at least cheat up. Like, and I don't mean to make it about looks, but Melissa's my friend, so I'm being a little mean girly, okay? I don't know the woman. She did look like the crypt keeper, but, you know, cheating with someone that you know is in a relationship. I was an accidental mistress. I did not know that he was in a relationship until 17 months in. So that's different than knowing someone's in a relationship and cheating with them anyway. Especially, I can't unsee it. Who's next? I know, Lukum, you came in at the right time. That's good, Vixen Doe. Cherish it. It's your time for you, honey. And it's about damn time, too.
New England, if he's still here.
We're going to timestamp him even if he's not.
Okay.
Because I promised him a reading. I am going to use the Oracle of Visions for him. No, like that, Mom, you had to see it. Oh, yeah, and I found out, not even from that person. I found out because I had an apartment that he had gotten for me, and his brother was staying there, and one of his friends and the girlfriend. It was a huge place. Well, it wasn't huge, but it had like 5 bedrooms, so whatever. So we're all living there, and we're all basically at the time addicted. His brother's not anymore. He's doing great, and we're actually really good friends. But his brother comes out and calls me a CUNT, see you next Tuesday, and says, I like his real girlfriend better. And I'm like, wait, what? And then I was like, you told me you weren't married. And he's like, I'm not married. He's like, we just lived together for the past 8 years. I was a trollop. I didn't care. I was in love. Once I knew, I didn't do anything about it. I wouldn't have RJ, so I have no regrets. All right, New England. Sorry, I'm getting like really personal, but it fits in the conversation, so. Melissa Nicole, that's why they have to scavenge for you know what. Other people's women. I was a trollop.
Scroll up. There you go. Here's a question for you.
Arisha, if you mean, is it normal for like most human beings? No. But it is very normal. It's actually an ability. I don't know exactly what it's called, but that's what I'm talking about. Like when I see you guys typing, I get a vision, a snap of your energy that I connect with. So that's why I was saying to Vixen Doe, I thought she was like 30 years old. I thought Monica was 19 because I'm only connecting with their energy, not their physical appearance, their physical body. And it's the same with text. So that means that you have a special, I don't like to call it special because it sounds conceited, but you have a special ability of energetic connection. So clairsentience is seeing, clairgustance is tasting, clairaudience is hearing. I don't know. I think it's a form of clairvoyance. That if you really like got, maybe some crystals involved and did some guided meditations, you would probably start picking up just on words, like being in the chat. You can understand where people are coming from automatically. It's clairvoyance. I don't know. I have no answer for that. New England Dirt Roadie, you got card number 3. Dreams, meditation, and spiritual escape. Some colors exist in dreams that are not present in the waking spectrum. Our dreams provide us with an alternate reality, limitless and unfettered. We are free to soar with angels or sink to the depths with demons, to imagine, to create, to escape the norm, to wonder and ask what if, and to awaken refreshed and question why not. A jester rests atop a magical box prop, her costume a nightcap and slippers. It is time now for rest and escape. Around her float magical dream catcher nets, which capture her drifting elusive imagination. Climbing up the adjacent pole are a variety of creatures, each symbolically associated with dreams in different cultures. Be wary of dreams and interpreting them falsely. There may be true visions and merely mirages of the truth that will send us further from reality. I would not trust your dreams right now. What they are just dreams. Right now in your life for the next week or two. I'm not saying that you're never got messages, that you're never being, I believe personally, and you said you don't care if I share it, I believe you're being taken. I believe you've been implanted. So you have a lot going on. The main word that keeps sticking out for me though is escape. You are another one that has to get out of your area, like Mike, Melissa. It's time to move on from people, places, and things that no longer serve you, things even meaning homes. I feel like there's just nothing there for you where you're living right now. Even if you stayed in Colorado and moved to a different spot. I've been seeing this message for you for a while, and I didn't really know how to bring it up, but now that it's in the cards, I'm going to tell you it's time for you to physically move. Dreams most of the time are our guides, our higher selves, our team, our deceased loved ones coming in to bring us messages. But the problem is we don't remember it a lot of the time. That's just our humanity. The darkness, the sleepers, the lower vibrational, and even sometimes what we would call evil energies do attack us in our sleep. And that's where the nightmares come from. They feed off of that fear because even though we're sleeping, we're still in a panicked and fear state. Think about how you wake up from a nightmare, confused, scared, but you can't remember. That's because you're not supposed to remember. You were feeding those entities. It's not good. And I do feel that happening with you. Whether you remember it or not, you're having more nightmares, you're having more visitations. And I'm concerned that's going to pull your energy right back down to where it was when we were dealing with the mayor. So yeah, that is because, let me explain really quick. And I know, whatever. I am who I am. New England Dirt Roadie, they make you feel like crap about yourself because you have just come out of a decades-long attachment phase where there was actually a rage entity involved. Okay? It's gone. You've released it. You've elevated significantly. You were stuck down here and now you just zoomed up here, like with one shot. That's a lot. That's a shock to your energy and to your spirit. It's a shock to your soul. Okay, but you did it. Of course, the darkness that was feeding on you still lingers. Energy never disappears. You never throw it away or get rid of it. It just changes. So while the mayor is finally crossed over, there's still that negative juju that what is it called? It begins with an R. It's a kind of haunting. Residual. It's still stuck there, and you can't sage it away. You can't, it's going to keep feeding off you until you either get overwhelmed and just give up, which is what it hopes for. It doesn't want to kill you. It doesn't want to unalive you, because then it has nothing to feed on, but it wants to take you to the darkest depths of yourself. You have to get out of that house. I know that you have to trust the universe that you're going to find something better, that you're not expecting to find anything even the same. But I promise you, if you follow your dreams and your goals and your intuition to move and get out of there, you will find something even better. You have my word. I know. I can see it.
Okay, Mike is next. Mr. Roberts.
Mike, I'm going to use the Victoria Francis Gothic Oracle. I try to use each deck at least once a night. It's hard, though, because I'm not picking them. I'll go to grab one and then... New England Dirt Roadie, let's talk on Tuesday if you're available. Michael, you too. Do a quick video.
You better show up.
Melissa Nicole, thank you for sparing me. But honestly, I mean, I'm smiling, but I feel your pain. I know how that feels. It's so incredibly hurtful and disrespectful to our womanhood, to our humanity. And I know it happens to men too. I'm just talking about females right now. I was like, oh, good night. And then I open my text and it's the Crypt Keeper, you know, and I'm like, what happened? I'm like, RJ, you know, he was sleeping. He didn't see it, but I feel that pain. We can laugh about it and we can kind of joke about it, but I know that it's not a funny thing and it hurts. Especially, and I'm, again, like, I sound like such a horrible person judging someone on their looks, but you have to understand, I don't just see physical appearance. Her soul is dirty. Mike, 22. Prisoner of mourning. Mourning meaning like it's the morning time. Disappointment, lethargy, and lost love. You have given your emotional energy to another and may now be feeling let down, disappointed, and vulnerable. There is confusion around you as to where things went wrong, as when you fall in love, you love completely and put your all into a relationship. Be assured the issue is not you. The timing for this union wasn't right, and someone better will come into your life, and the anger and hurt you feel now will seem a million miles away. Melissa, you should listen to this too. Love will soon come into your life again, and any negative feelings you now hold will disappear. The tide is about to turn for you, Mike. You may not know at this stage what you need, but you certainly know what you no longer require. Your vulnerability at this time is understandable, but do not let negative experiences hold you back. Remind yourself that you are a beautiful soul and you deserve better. Bye, Batmom. Love you. Mike, you've got to get out of Illinois. I know that's easier said than done, but I have to bring the messages through. And I think so many of us feel like that from just being beaten down. My heart is held together with scar tissue. Girl, I feel you. Mike, I don't think you, and this isn't a judgment. It never is. Yes, you. I don't think you really understand what it is that the universe is trying to bring to you. A better life, a real love where you're appreciated, respected. You don't know what that feels like. So how could you know that you want that? You could be inwardly yearning for it, but because you don't have it outwardly, it's like, what does it even look like? I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could be the thought process here. And that's not good, because that's a step before giving up. This is the universe saying you are making yourself a prisoner to your own mourning, both mourning time and being in mourning, by putting yourself back in the situation, by being talked into doing something that you know is not going to work out because it's convenient, it's comfortable, and it's what you know. And the universe is saying, no, it doesn't have to be that way. Like the card said, it's not you. Yes, you need more value on yourself. And we all do. We all struggle with that. You know, I look in the mirror sometimes and I feel, I'm like, great, now I'm effing ugly too, out of all things. You know, me and my 40-year-old body shouldn't be wearing shorts. You know, like we all struggle with it. And then people tell me, oh, you're so beautiful. And I appreciate that. I really, really do. But a lot of people don't know I'm also a best-selling author. I'm also a small business owner. I also have 5 amazing kids. I'm also a full-time mom. I'm smart. I can freaking communicate with spirits. I can tell you when you're going to die. Yeah, Kat, that's like some of the time. But most of the time lately, I've been trying to bring myself up. And I've been trying to tell myself, like, look, this situation stinks. You got yourself into it. But now that I understand the dynamic, even though it's painful to be voiceless and choiceless, I know where I'm going. So whether whoever follows me or not, I know where I'm going to be in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. And I say coffee. No, thank you, Mike. And I appreciate that. I really do. I like for people to know there's more to me than this, and being told my whole life that I need a man to take care of me and I need to settle and I never would do that. And when I was finally talked into it, I couldn't handle it. Not when I am. Oh, thank you guys. But I start seeing like Stephen King got it so right in the movie Dr. Sleep. First of all, with the I call it vaping, but I don't remember what they call it. That is energy vampires. They are real and they do exist. That movie, if you want to watch a documentary on what being a physical medium is like and what we deal with, obviously I'm not in like some great war to save a little girl, but the aspects of what they do, what do they call it? We need to feed, we need to, I don't know, but they suck the life force out of people like me, people like us. And it's true, but when people are dying, like I'll see one little fly that isn't actually, that nobody else can see. And then as they get closer to their death, it's just like a mask. It's like grisly. They're like bite. I don't know. Anyway, who's next?
Okay, we're going to go ahead and do, well, I think Divine left and I think Mr. C left. So let's go ahead and do Mike J.
Divine, Empathic, and Mr. C. Guys, this is last call. Mike J, I am going to use the Goddess Power Oracle for you.
Okay,
oh, she's here. Yes, Kat, it is. After, I know I get tired, I get drained spiritually, but it's never in a bad way. I always feel amazing for hours after this stream. And it's actually hard for me to get to sleep because I'm only a little bit, physically drained. I'm not, or spiritually drained. I'm not actually physically drained. The Morrigan. Ooh, I love her. Yes, Ma, Mike J. Card number 38. And you got it in the upright position. Consider your life a magical gift and your experience of it a beautiful opportunity to leave the world a better place. You give that gift back when death comes and ends your time on this plane. Experiences, relationships, projects, and even long-cherished dreams are all subject to the natural laws of death and the magic of the Celtic goddess, the Morrigan. Now is the time for you to let certain parts of your life die and recognize this process as something to celebrate as well as to mourn. Let go with love and gratitude. Leave your fears behind, for in death there is great magic, as nothing can ever be truly destroyed. From the ashes of the old, a new life and new dreams will come to be. Face this time of dying and death with love and courage. Be willing to be empty. Soon the goddess Morrigan will fill you up with magic and a new world will be born to you. This is her gift for you when you surrender your resistance and allow things to just be as they are. So, Mike, what this card is saying is you're coming to the end of a cycle, but I feel like it's a major one. This is something like, a 10-year-long relationship or a kid graduating college and leaving the nest, or moving, to a different state. This is a big change. And it may not be something that drastic or dramatic, but it is something that's going to or is affecting you very well. Mike, you're always welcome. It is affecting you very much. It's like, on the one hand, you're comfortable and it's like, okay, like, do I really want to do this and have to put all this work and effort in? But on the other hand, you're excited about the work and effort, even though you're upset about having to leave certain people, places, and things that are stuck, stale, stagnant, no longer serving you, dead, done, over with, behind you. Okay, if we're holding on to the past, we can't grab onto the future. Our hands are full. Okay, starting Monday. Great. I'm so glad you know what I'm talking about, because that's so important. The Morrigan Mike is telling you to just let things be as they are. Don't try to control anything. Do not look back. Do not go back. Do not wish you went back. Don't second guess it. Just go, 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 go. Full throttle forward. You are divinely guided and protected.
Okay, go ahead and do empathic. Divine.
Divine empathic. I'm going to use the Wild Woman Oracle. Welcome back, Miss Pixie. I'm glad these streams are going longer and longer. And I know a lot of that's because of my talking, but it is what it is. I wonder if the succubus is going to tag me for misinformation again. I believe it's her. She's been tagging your streams as well, and Lara's, for limited monetization. And then I get a review and I get the full monetization back. And I forgot to monetize Portals to Hell this whole time. 160 some odd views. I lost like $3.
You can fight that and tell them that she's falsely tagging you.
I think they're doing it because I do know of some of my subscribers that are spitefully doing it to them. And I did ask them, I was like, don't do that, because I think they think I'm doing it. Because obviously I'm still on their mind, right? With everything else going on. I haven't even spoken to or thought of them in over a year, but they're tagging all my videos and then everything else in the background. And it's like, just leave me alone. Like, leave me alone. Oh, yay. You're picking right the F on it. It's not me. Yeah, Pixie, I'll talk to you about, tomorrow about it. It's nothing you did. It has nothing to do with you, but you should actually be aware of it because you're streaming. Yeah, exactly. The cat, people are going to be revealed for who they really are. I don't even need to say anything. I wish them all the best. I wish them enlightenment and empowerment. Divine empathic. You got Bronwyn of the Starlit Ostara, card number 9, a new beginning. Wow, guys, do you see a theme here? New beginnings. These are coming into spiritual awakenings out of the dark nights of the soul. Who or what do you need to let go of at this time in order to make way for a new beginning in your life? Bronwyn and Ostara, the spring equinox, remind you that after every death, literal or metaphorical, there is always a new beginning. Although it can be challenging to move on from negative people or situations, it is necessary and also healthy for us to do so. Love yourself enough to walk away from anyone or anything that's not serving your highest good, and trust that fresh growth, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual, awaits you in this new cycle. Bronwyn, a Celtic goddess of love and beauty, was married to Matholwich, King of Ireland, in order to unite Wales and Ireland peacefully. As the mother of the future king, she was regarded by the old tribes of the British Isles as the center from which all life emerges. However, she was unjustly persecuted by her husband and sought aid from her brother Bran. With the help of a starling that she had lovingly nursed back to health as a chick, Bran freed her from the bondage of her marriage. But when war ultimately broke out against Wales and Ireland, Bran was killed, and the kind, compassionate, and persevering Bronwyn died of a broken heart. Bronwyn's name means white raven, a bird symbolizing purification and transformation through death. This messenger starling nestled in her hands carries a similar meaning of allowing a new cycle to begin, as well as coexisting in harmony with others. Ostara, the spring equinox, which celebrates new life, fertility, and the end of the cold, harsh winter, chants a blessing for all women, particularly those who have been mistreated. She offers the hope of a new beginning, freedom, and the sovereignty they may have long been denied. So this is once again about, oh, you're so welcome, guys. You guys are always welcome. Thank you all, sincerely. Divine Empathic, this is just about moving on. And I do feel new love coming into your life. Which again is not a message I ordinarily receive, but I do feel new love. Now, I do think it's romantic, but it doesn't have to be. This is someone that's going to be romantically interested in you. They are a good person. They are a trustworthy person, but you may not be ready for anything like that. But it's okay to have a friendship. It's okay to have someone to confide in and confess to. And maybe something will grow from it, but maybe not. You know what I mean? But this is a confidant, a companion that's coming in for you. I am getting male energy. That's why I think it's romantic, but it could just be a woman with a lot of masculinity in her chart. And it's probably, it could be someone, if it's a woman, it's someone who loves deeply and is very special and who you have a past life spiritual tie with. Okay. Someone very important is coming in. And I just want you to know they are trustworthy. This doesn't mean every person that's coming in is trustworthy. So follow your intuition. Okay. Make sure that you don't trust every single person thinking it's this person. You'll know immediately. Even if you don't meet this person in person, you will feel a tremendous connection right away like that. It might like literally knock you off your feet, knock your socks off. Accept it. Understand that you are lovable, that you deserve to be loved, that it is your right as a human being, and just accept it for what it is. Don't question it, because that's going to cause conflict within yourself, and then you're not going to fully trust this person. I always say don't pay for the person behind you's groceries or the person in front of you. You know what I mean? Like you pay for your own groceries. It means don't take what you've been through and put it on a new person when they haven't done anything wrong. And abused women, and I'm not saying you're an abused woman and put your stuff out there, but women who have been taught that they cannot trust, that they cannot be who they are, usually do put their stuff on people that don't deserve it. It's like, you know, I don't remember how to say it. Something about a knife. You cut the person and you take it out on the person who didn't make you bleed or something like that. So follow the light. Yes. The cat. Yes. Who's next?
Okay. Lukum. Then Smoochie's second card. And then you're done.
Lukum, I'm going to use the Anne Stokes Gothic Oracle for you. Oh, you're so welcome. You are so welcome. Anytime, you know, just be patient with me with text messages because I do have a lot going on. I work 18 hours a day. Then I get my son ready for bed. Then I get up and get him ready for school. I have a house to clean. I have meals to prepare. I just have a lot going on, but I always will text you back. And if it's an emergency and you really need someone to talk to, I'm always here. I do video chats. So Lukum Spookum, you got Moon Witch. She just keeps coming up. I use this card like once every week and someone gets either Blue Moon or Moon Witch. Not a bad thing. Manifestation, Lukum. A dark goddess dressed in an ebony robe and with a horned headdress stands between a pair of fierce wolves. Under a cloudy night sky, she summons glowing symbols that relate to the intense blue moon behind her. Manifestation takes time and will not happen overnight. For you to achieve something, you will need to believe that it can happen, and there will be steps that need to be taken. This card does not suggest that we can simply conjure up the things we wish for in a matter of seconds. Rather, it encourages us to believe that they can be accomplished through hard work and perseverance and determination. If you have drawn this card, Lukum, then you are being called to manifest something that is important to you. The power of belief can turn a dream into a reality, but if you will only do half of the job. But it will only do half the job. For example, if you would like to be published, visualizing your name on the spine of a book is a great way of letting the universe know your intentions. However, your manuscript will not write itself. Let this card inspire you to actively bring your dream into existence. So I don't know. You guys are so welcome always. If you guys weren't here, I'd have no one to read for. So really, I should be thanking you all. Luca, I don't know if there's something that you're working on physically, or if there's I love you too, Jules. Yeah, Monday would be better, Jules, because I've got so much on my plate right now, and I really want to have the time to communicate with you. But reach out, because I'll forget. I'm sorry, Luca. I don't know if you're actively physically working on something, a business, a project, a relationship, perhaps, like you're thinking about it. There's something here that's on your mind that you want to do. You may already be actively thinking about it, actively pursuing it. The universe is saying, do not be talked out of this. I feel like there's an energy of like I was speaking to Arisha about in a sense a little bit, that someone is jealous or someone's like scared to lose you. For example, you are dating someone for 6 months. It's going really great, but then you get a job offer that you've always wanted, your dream job, and you have to move halfway across the country, and that person can't go with you. They're going to be sad. They're going to try to talk you out of it. If they really cared about you, they'd tell you to go and you make it work. So you're dealing with that type of energy here. The universe is saying, this is your time to shine. Whatever this is, whoever this is, it was meant to be. It was meant to happen now. You must do it. Don't keep it on the sidelines anymore. No more procrastination. It's time to move forward. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, in the next week or two, you're going to be like, oh, I get it. It doesn't have to be a relationship. I just use that as an example. What I'm saying, like, there's something that you really want badly, and you're thinking of ways to do it, or you're actively doing it. And there's someone who's going to try to talk you out of it, when the universe is saying, don't be talked out of it. It's time for you to do this. It doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. I'm just saying you're working on it. Good. And that's all the universe is asking you to do. Don't be like lazy about it. Don't procrastinate anymore. Divine Empathic, I get it. I'm a single mom with a full-time career plus Al-Anon and trying to expand my channel. So I get it. Videos to you. Yeah, that would be great, because if they're in my email, then I can save them to my computer. I don't know how to do that from my phone. I am not tech savvy. All right, let's pull Smoochie's second card, and then let's move on. Oh, good. You do know what I'm talking about. Perfect.
Is Smoochie still here?
She should be. If not, we'll do a timestamp for her.
Okay.
Yeah, Luca, because I don't know, like, your guys, like, I don't know a lot of your guys' personal lives, so when the messages come through, sometimes they're very confusing to me because I don't know. So that clarification, that validation really does help me know that I'm doing the right thing. When I do this stream, I don't just come on and read. It takes me 3 to 4 hours to spiritually and mentally prepare. Slow motion. Hey, huge relief. How so? All right, Miss Smoochie, I'm using the fairy tale because I want to get an in-depth message, okay? Nadia, Edna, love you. Don't forget tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, Miss Lara, okay? She's going to be on for at least an hour talking about, I think, fairy gardens and whatever she chooses. You guys come and show her some support. Fairies, the card of words. Let's see. What the hell was that? I just saw something in a different language, I swear. It said Verde Prado. I don't know. All right, card number 28. Brute force or bribes of diamonds bend others to your will, but gentle words have greater power and gain more conquest still. When the princess in this fairy tale speaks, jewels fall from her lips. Here, even the dragonflies and magical creatures hover, already adorned with her gifts, awaiting for her next word. This is a symbolic treasure of a tale in which one of three sisters is so sweet-hearted that even though her siblings and stepmother have never loved her or spoken a single kind word to her, she is still pure of heart and kind to all. She, as one of her many chores, goes to the well to draw water, a symbol of drawing upon ancient primal energy and memories, and an old woman asks her to give her a drink. She is kind, and of course she dips the ladle into the well and pours the sweet water into the parched lips of the old woman, who reveals herself to be a fairy. And this fairy, this isn't that long, don't worry. blesses the girl for her goodness, and after that, every word that comes from the girl's mouth is accompanied by either a flower or a jewel. This blessing is simply a representation of the girl's essence and her soul, which the fairy woman, with her ability to see through to the heart of a human, has recognized and rewarded. This is why I say I think I'm half fae. When her stepmother sees the girl and watches diamonds and rubies and roses and lilies fall from her lips for the first time, she values her daughter. She demands to know why she has been gifted with such riches, and when the girl explains, open-hearted as she is, the stepmother sends her sister to the well to do the same. But the fairy's not a fool and disguises herself once again, and so while the sister is expecting a little old woman, a glorious queen comes forth and asks for a drink of water. Instead of obliging, the sister rolls her eyes and demands that the woman go away. Of course, the fairy then rewards this action with toads and worms falling from the sister's lips. The mother blames the good sister for the misfortune and banishes her to the forest, where she meets a king's son hunting, who asks her why she is there alone and so sad. When she tells her story, he values not only the jewels that spring forth, but her beauty, her honesty, her grace, and her dignity. Of course, the story ends with the king marrying this girl so rich in beauty, kindness, intelligence, diplomacy, and eloquence, and the sister who speaks so cruelly and cursedly dies a sad death. This is a story about appearances, about good manners and good-heartedness, for being for everybody. It's about how, especially when we have no advantage in doing the right thing, we do the right thing anyway. When this card comes to you, you're being asked to watch the thoughts within your head and change them, and to speak words of beauty. This does not mean to flatter or give in to falsehoods. It is, though, to find the beauty in yourself, people, the world, in every situation, and speak with this beauty and from this beauty within. To do this, we must alter any ugliness or distortion that originates within our own mind and leach ourselves of the toxins of ugly thoughts, the kind that can poison us from within. Clear yourself, do the work, then the beauty you have to offer the world will come from you, as naturally as rain falls from a cloud, as perfect as a sunrise. Do not seek to enrich yourself. Do good deeds often with no thought of reward. Okay, Smoochie. So, no, that's not what this is about. What this card is saying, as pertaining to your situation and the other one, is that something isn't, like, you're not seeing or understanding all of it. Like, someone is keeping a part of something from you. So, either your daughter isn't telling you something or your husband isn't telling you something. I feel like you really need to go with your instinct and intuition on this one. If you feel deep down inside that you have to, need to, want to, whatever, be there for Mare, then you have to go. But if your gut, your instinct, your intuition, your heart is telling you to stay with your husband, I shouldn't say heart because the heart is a deceiver, is telling you to stay with your husband, do that. Don't go by what seems more rational. And the main message here is do not be talked into doing something you don't want to do. Whatever you do, make sure you do it because you want to. Make sure you do it because you feel it's the right thing for you to be doing. I do feel some manipulation tactics going on. Like someone's like, oh, I can't believe either. Oh, I can't believe you won't come. Like that's, how rude. And if they don't say it to your face, they're saying it behind your back. Or someone saying, I can't believe, she would leave me like that. Someone here is going to grow. I wouldn't say bitter, but like someone here is going to be upset with you one way or the other. Go with your intuition. Go with your gut. What's up, Eris? So I just want to say goodnight, guys, because I am absolutely drained and tired, and I still need to eat. I haven't eaten since my shake from breakfast. Slow motion, I did not see. I did ask you a question. Eris, so nice to see you. Where is he? My brother was a hostage. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Congratulations. No, listen, you don't owe it to the universe, okay? The universe moved for you and for your brother because that's what the universe does for us when we're good and on the right track. That is your reward. You don't owe for a reward. A reward is something given you because you've done a great job for being a good person, an honest person, having an honest soul and heart. And I am just so proud of you. I am so happy for you, and I'll be praying for you just like I do for you and everyone else all week long. Congratulations. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Do you see how the universe works for us, guys? We just have to have faith that it will, even when times get hard. That was an unimaginable situation for his family. Incredible. Guys, I love y'all. Don't forget, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, Miss Lyra will be on here chatting with you guys. Come give her some love. You could possibly see Steven on Friday night at midnight. That's kind of up in the air right now. Oh, he'll be there. Okay, good. Good. Monday at 11 a.m., we're going to be talking about, I believe it's dark translucent humanoids or black humanoid creatures, not shadow beings, though. So it's going to be an interesting one at 11 a.m. Eastern. And then 12 p.m. Eastern, we have, of course, afternoon talk. Guys, hit me up if you need anything. Please, if you can, donate to PayPal or Cash App. It really helps me out. I only get paid once a month, and I only get paid so much. YouTube takes 49%. Yes, smoochy, somebody's going to do that to you, and try to sway your opinion, and sway what you do. You're not going to be swayed. You're strong. I'm not even worried about it, but just be aware of it. Call them out if you want. I do feel some friction. All right, guys. Love you all. Love, light, many blessings. See you next week.